for me as a coach.
Okay, and on the defensive side of the ball, what are some things that you think you've been strong at, and what are some things that you think that you have needed work with on the defensive side of the ball?
Defensively, I think we need to get a pass rush. I mean, it's one of the weaker things that we're in. We don't tackle well, but we're in position. We're just not finishing the plays, and so those two things. And then we need to start winning the turnover battle. We need to create turnovers on defense.
Okay, and can you touch on special teams?
Special teams, we broke a couple nice kickoff returns last week. We got a lot of work on it, and them scoring 55. But that was one highlight. I don't think we turned the ball over on the punt team, so we need to shore up the blocking on that. But other than that, we returned the ball well, and so we have good returners.
Okay, so we have you down as Blue Ridge offense 15, opposing offense is 85 at this point. When you get together with your coaching staff and you have some gaps, how do you guys prioritize things, and what's that look like for you and your coaching staff as you prioritize things and work on things one at a time?
First, we see 15 points in 2 games. To me, as a coach, I was like, I got to do a better job of calling the offense. I got to put our guys in the right position to make big plays and to do well. But also, we see 85 score. That means our defense is out there a lot. So for us, taking care of the ball, keeping a longer possessions, moving the chains on offense is going to help our defense in return, but also our defense can't give up big plays. And I think the majority of our touchdowns have been on bigger, longer plays. And so we're in position to make the play, we're just not finishing. And so if we tackle better this week and move the chains, it'll be a big difference. So those are the 2 things we prioritize this week.
Okay, let's talk about personnel. Who are we missing this week, Blue Ridge, and who do we have? Anybody coming back that wasn't able to play the first couple games?
Yeah, we'll have Nate Miles back after last week. He'll be in a limited role. Cody McBride's probably still out. Tristan Johnson's questionable for tomorrow. And so those are 3 big skill players for us that do a lot for us both ways in the return game as well, special teams. And so those 3 right now. And then we have a young nose guard, Ohitika Fox, that'll be out tomorrow.
Okay, let's talk about your opponent for this week, Winslow Bulldogs, coming over here. And what have you seen on film? What should we be, expecting from the Bulldogs?
Winslow's a big run team. They like to run the ball. They have a big physical fullback. He's tough, and what they do, they don't do a whole lot, but what they do a really good job with. And so they're very physical. They're big up front. On defense, they fly to the ball. They play a 4-3 defense, and so we're going to see them just, they're going to come and plug up the box and make us beat them through the air. So that's what I see.
Okay, so for those who will be watching on the live stream or even in the stands that will be checking out the game, are there any small things that just even as a novice side that we could be watching for to go, oh yeah, Coach Bell, she talked about this looks like they're doing well in this area? Any small things that an amateur could see and maybe go, well, maybe they did or didn't win the game, but it looked like they made improvements in this area. What could we be looking for?
The biggest thing is 3 and outs. Okay. Like we would really want to move the chains this week, and so moving the chains, getting first downs, sustaining drives for longer than 3 plays and punting, and so we really want to move the chains this week. Second, to win the turnover battle, no turnovers, no returns on us, and those are 3 things that anybody can see, and usually you do those 3 things, and you're going to win football games.
Great. Well, Coach, thanks as always. You're kind to us and always meeting with us every week. And good luck this week as you take on the Bulldogs. We're looking forward to watching the game.
Thank you.
This is Ron Everingham, and we want you to stay tuned for more live high school football right here on iTalk 106.7.
Yeah, I know everybody's talking about football. High school, college, pro, and why not? It's great. Here at Sheldo Ford, we know that winning in football or selling trucks is all about attitude and execution. We're #1 in new Ford truck sales in the White Mountains for a reason. Guy Hatch will not be undersold. Period. Save up to $10,000 on built Ford Tough trucks. Finance at 0% for up to 60 months and get cash back. And a lifetime warranty on top of it. Yeah, Ford has been the #1 selling truck for 36 years running, and Sheldo Ford has been #1 in the White Mountains. Why? Because we are not just going to meet, but we are going to exceed your expectations. Ford's given us the trucks, Ford's given us the incentives, and we are giving you our promise. We won't be undersold on a new Ford truck. Nope, not here, not anywhere. That way we stay number one. Your friendly family Ford dealer, Sholo Ford, on the east end of the Deuce in Sholo. Thank you. All offers on approved credit. Offers not in conjunction, plus tax, title, license, and processing fees. Savings inclusive of all incentives, rebates, discounts on select models. Not all qualify. 0% varies by model and term. See dealer for details.
And you're hot. Welcome back to Blue Ridge High School in Yellow Jacket Stadium, as both teams are about to make their way onto the field. The Yellow Jackets going to be coming through their banner to our left on the radio dial, the Winslow Bulldogs on the right. And Bill, we heard a lot of good comments there from Coach Belshie. He's obviously being very patient, but at the same time, perhaps a must-win game for the Yellow Jackets tonight. What are the keys for the Yellow Jackets tonight as they face this tough Winslow Bulldog team?
Well, I think you heard him talk about it as well. You know, they really want to get their defense off the field. Their defense is playing way too much. Again, that's something they've got to cure. Sustained offensive drives and really finish the drive. We've seen them move the ball at times.
For Winslow, we have number 3, Trey Cake, number 11, Dallas Jones, number 30, DJ Kickoff, and number 35, Akeem Forrester. And for Blue Ridge, we Number 25, Nathan Miles. Number 75, Rosario. And number 89, Adam Paglia. Bulldogs has the third of the second half. So Winslow will receive. The Bulldogs would like to thank you, the community. The new uniforms purchased and the helmets painted are thanks to your generosity. Through your support, the football program was able to purchase new uniforms and get their football helmets painted purple through their student clubs. All funds for these two endeavors were due to the student fundraising, primarily to the sale of the gold discount card. No district funds were used for this year. Thank you for all of your support. And Spencer Hall will be kicking off. Deep to receive, we have Nick Marquez, number 7.
Kicking off for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets will be
It's Spencer
Hall. And this one's kicked short, fielded at the 18-yard line. By an up back, he's across the 30, makes a move to the outside, but it's hammered out of bounds by Dallas Jones. Dallas Jones on the carry. And Nate Miles, along with Nick Jones.
Nick Jones on the stick did a great job. Again, only a sophomore comes in and does an outstanding job finishing off, really driving him out of bounds.
So the Jackets will start on defense, the Bulldogs on offense. And we'll get you the quarterback here for the Winslow Bulldogs. Tress Cake will start up under center for the Yellow Jackets in the backfield. Looks like Julian Avlar, but to give goes to C.J. Chacon, and he's driving the pile forward, hit initially at the 35, but pushes forward to the 41-yard line, a pickup of 7 yards, call it 8, on first down. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 for the Bulldogs as they are at their own 41-yard line.
Out of that I formation, again, just a little power I right up the inside, and again, as you mentioned, just some strong running. Gets those tough yards.
Cake gave into the first man through, and he's hit immediately. And fighting for yards, but cannot do so as Julian Avlar got the carry, but he's going to drop for a 1-yard loss back to the 40-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Bulldogs. We'll see if they allow Cake to throw this ball.
A little bit of motion there, but again, Rosario Munoz, you saw the front, what a difference it makes when they can penetrate. Really stuffed it before they had a chance to get started, losing the yard. Now a 3rd and 4. We'll see what happens for this Winslow offense.
Tough down and distance to defend against because you got to play both the run and the pass. We'll see what the Bulldogs elect to do as Cake goes under center. I-backs behind him. Take and his fumble on the snap. It's down, and they're going to call it 4th down But a big break there for the Yellow Jackets as the Bulldogs lose a yard back to the 39-yard line. It's going to be 4th and 5.
Absolutely, and again, a 3-and-out for the defense, much needed. I think, again, that was another thing Belshie had talked about, wanting to get his defense off the field. A good start. We'll see if they punt.
Looks like Chacon back to punt for the Bulldogs. Nate Miles stands at his 26-yard line and awaits this punt as the Akeem Foster comes in late for the Bulldogs on the punt coverage formation. There's the snap. It's not a good one, but Chacon gets it off to the right side. A nice punt, and Miles will have to field it at his 24. He takes a lot of room back, going back to the 20, and a huge block at the 20-yard line. And Miles trying to make something happen, but he cannot. He's at the 23-yard line. Adam Padilla put a huge hit on Jalen Hayes as Hayes was trying to chase down the ball carrier, and he just ran into a huge Adam Padilla for the Yellow Jackets, the senior 225-pound tight end. But all for naught, as Miles not really able to make much ground. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Yellow Jackets at the 24.
Yeah, the key on the return is obviously he's got to get behind his wall. The wall a little bit too far away. Winslow does a nice job on the backside finishing up, catching him, because Miles is no easy guy to bring down in space. But the big hit, obviously, by Adam Padilla. We still see the Winslow player down on the ground. You know, and when you look at the size, again, a huge difference between, I believe it's Julian Avilar.
Jalen Hayes.
Oh, Jalen Hayes, I'm sorry. Jalen Hayes, who's a sophomore, only 140-pounder. Again, when you talk about Adam Padilla, 225 pounds, a guy that can run as well.
Well, and you know Coach Little has seen that picket fence out from the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets for years. I'm sure they practiced against it. And, just interesting that Hayes was not at all ready for that.
Well, you definitely see on specialty teams, again, a lot of opportunities for sophomores to get into the play. And again, unfortunately, this time, they got to make sure that their head's on a swivel.
As the Bulldog coaching staff attends to Hayes, let's go down to our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley. Punt.
You know, I was standing right here when Padilla landed that blow, and you could tell from the reaction of the player on the ground that he was really stunned. In high school, as you guys know, they have a concussion protocol they need to go through, and that's what they're doing right now. He's up, sitting up, talking to the coaches, but clearly dazed from that blow. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Paul. Hayes is now on his feet and being helped off the field, but a tough blow for the Bulldogs as Hayes, one of their starting running backs, and I'm sure also a key player on the defensive side of the ball. Just a sophomore, though. Does play defensive back. So after that, as Hayes has walked off the field, the Yellow Jackets will have it 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line, their first series of the home season tonight. Split wide to the near side, Josh McCray. Spencer Hall has I-backs behind him. Nate Miles, the deep man. There's a snap, but they're going to get some motion. Trey Tenegith is the up man for the Yellow Jackets, but they're going to be dropped back 5 yards on the
I think somebody reset on the line, I believe, but once you put your hand down, I don't think you can.
Well, and that's what. Oh, they're saying that's on Winslow. Offsides on the Bulldogs. Nick Baker, we should mention, the junior center for the Yellow Jackets. One of those guys Coach Belshie mentioned coming back with at least 1 year of experience on the offensive line. So Jackets will now have it 1st and 5. Send Tenegith here to the near side. Spencer Hall giving it to the deep man, Miles. Miles cuts back and through, spins there at the 30, gets forward progress to the 33-yard line. It will be a yard short of the first down.
Rosario Munoz off the left tackle for the Yellow Jackets with a great block, but it really looked like Winslow had it defended well. I think that's what Miles does so good. You know, he doesn't need a whole lot of space. You see him make a great cut. Nobody probably cuts as good as he cuts as good as anybody. And again, makes one spin move, gets 9.5 yards on that first carry.
Padilla on the tackle for the Bulldogs. I-backs again for the Jackets, giving it to Miles again. He slipped through the tackle at the 35. He's at the 40. He's loose. He's at midfield. One man can't get him. He's got one more man to beat. He's at the 15. He's at the 10, and he's knocked out of bounds. Touchdown saving tackle by Dowie Dallas Jones, but there is a penalty back here at the 35-yard line.
Well, the Dallas Jones senior, number 11 for the Winslow Bulldogs, you said it. No quit, does a great job tracking down Miles. And Nate Miles, no easy guy to track down. Good speed for the Bulldog. Again, Dallas Jones, but a flag on the play. Looks like it's
we got a face mask against Winslow, so the play will stand.
Wow,
that's a huge pickup for Nate Miles. 60 yards, almost 60 yards on that play. On second down for the senior, Nate Miles looked like he was dead at the line of scrimmage, but he made something happen. Got face masked and still made something happen.
Absolutely. Great run by Nate Miles. And again, who just came back this week, got hurt against Sarita, sat out last week against the Mustangs of Prescott.
Two wideouts, one either side for the Yellow Jackets, as this ball is going to be put half the distance from the goal line down to the 2-yard line. Tenagit and Miles in I formation behind Hall. Hall takes a snap given to Miles 4 times in a row. Miles really close to the goal line, but not in. He's at the 1-yard line. Hardy on the tackle. Trey Hardy, the senior, one of the standout defenders for the Bulldogs, in there to make that tackle.
Well, I tell you what, that was just big on big. I formation, run to the tight end side, and they're just trying to ram the ball into the end zone. Nice job by Miles, cutting back behind his block. Again, you can see pressure coming in from the outside. Gets the ball down inside the 1.
Just under 9 minutes to go here in the first. Hall talking to Tenagit as they line up I-backs behind. Hall's going to keep it this time, but he didn't get in. He did not get in. Huge line surge up front as we got some pushing and shoving going on, but Chacon in there along with Sonny Bigodi on the tackle as the Bulldogs holding firm here at their 1.
I tell you what, nice job, not folding the least, no expecting that quarterback sneak. Great job, again, awareness by Bigodi. Only a sophomore, 205-pounder. Akeem Foster as well, another one of those guys.
Again, the Jackets go with the same formation. 3rd down and goal to go. This time Hall's going to give it to Miles, and he tries to cut back again. And touchdown. Yellow Jackets from 1 yard out. Nate Miles. The Jackets, they strike first, and they now lead 6-0.
Well, great job by Nate Miles. You saw it there. That time had enough time to realize, hey, there were some white jerseys between him and the goal line. You saw him kind of load up his shoulder, drop down, low pad level, and gets into the end zone. Nice job by the Yellow Jackets. Couldn't ask for a better opening drive.
On to do the untimed down, the point after try is Spencer Hall. Tough snap. Hold was good, and the extra point, though, is no good. Hall got underneath it a little bit. Wilkie did a good job getting that ball set up, but the Jackets are turned away on the point after. So with 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first, the Jackets on top, 6-0. We'll step away. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
This is my town.
Sholo is football and party town, especially when you show up at Sholo Ford's Great American Tailgate event. Even if you just got your license, show up for the lowest price and longest warranty. Brand new Fords, all with our lifetime engine warranty. Not 3 years or 6, not 10 years or 100,000 miles. No way. Our warranty is forever. Come into Sholo Ford this week. Take delivery of a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle. New 2014 Ford F-150 Super Cruise, just $30,495. New 2014 Ford Focus SE, just $19,995. Or new 2014 Ford Fiesta.
So the Jackets will kick it off again from the 40. Spencer Hall kicks it, low line drive, taking a big hop, and it's loose at the 10. Back to get it is Marquez, and he picks it up and he goes down, but they didn't call him. He's at the 5 and hit there at the 7 and finally falls forward. I think the ball might have come loose, but the Bulldogs fall on it. Looked like Austin Maddox recovering it, and the Bulldogs have a tough fit. He did get it out to the 11 or 12 yard line. Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 from there.
Yeah, it looked like they had a shot at it. That was a squib way early, and the ball somehow bounces around him, and it couldn't have gone better for the Yellow Jackets. It was all the way almost to the goal. But nice little return, gutsy return, gets the ball out beyond the 10.
So Bulldogs now up against the wall. Cake continuing to quarterback for the Bulldogs. He's under center, one man behind him, give it to him. Ball's loose again on the quarterback to running back exchange. Things didn't go well, and it looked like, was that Akeem Foster on the carry?
You know, we're not really sure what it is, but again, as you mentioned it, just having a hard time hanging on to the ball. That time they go doubles, 2 receivers on both sides, try to spread that defense out, open it up. Again, what you like is they come out of the huddle quickly, try to catch the Yellow Jackets off guard. Nice job by that front, though. And that's going to be a key to the Yellow Jackets' success. If they can do a nice job on the line, it makes it easier for those linebackers.
This time 3 receivers. Foster going to get the carry on the left side. Takes on a blocker at the 15, drives forward to the 16. Gain of 2 on the play on the far side of the field. Nick Jones on the tackle along with Julio Rangel. And the Bulldogs will face a 3rd and 6 coming up here deep in their own territory.
You know, that's 2 sophomores in there making the stop, Julio Rangel and Nick Jones. Nice job after a short gain. But again, a 3rd and long, or 3rd and 7 about for the Winslow Bulldogs.
Cake brings them up to the line of scrimmage. Sends a man in motion, and a fumble between the... Nope, Cake has it, looking to throw, and throws behind Foster, the intended receiver, Spencer Hall, on the coverage, but the pass is going to be incomplete. Probably wouldn't have had enough for the first down, depending on whether Foster could have run with it. It's going to bring up 4th down, and the Bulldogs will have to punt again.
Well defended by Spencer Hall that time. So even though the pass was made, he couldn't catch it. Spencer Hall does a great job. You know, the quarterback you don't like to see out there as much as he is, but he does an outstanding job.
We'll see if Jalen Hayes is out here on the punt coverage team for the Bulldogs as Nate Miles stands at midfield. There's the punt by Chacon. It's a low line drive field kick to the far side of the field. No chance of a return as it dies at the Bulldog 45-yard line. It'll be down there, and the Bulldogs will start their 2nd drive of the night in excellent field position at the Bulldog 45, 1st and 10.
Well, again, for the first quarter, I think this is one of the few Coach Belshie's got to be a little bit excited about the way this early start. And again, he's coached for a while, so I'm sure he's not too excited. But again, couldn't ask for a better opening to this game.
We saw Akeem Foster have some footing problems there in that last drive for the Bulldogs. We'll go down to Puncooley here in just a moment to check out field conditions, but the Jackets will end up with a double receiver set. Give to Miles. He cuts back again as a lot of Bulldogs in the backfield, and Foster comes in to make the tackle at the line of scrimmage. Nate Miles for no gain. Let's go down to our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley. Punt.
On that last Winslow possession, not only the exchange problems on the offensive side for Winslow, but Akeem Foster, as you had mentioned, also slipping and going into motion. We did get rain right before the game for probably an hour or so, and there's standing water here on the sideline, so definitely a wet turf tonight.
All right, thank you very much. Punt is Hall looking to throw. Quick slant intended for Josh McCray, but too high, and McCray probably heard footsteps coming as Dallas Jones was coming on the coverage. The pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, I think Trey Cook, another guy that was actually coming down on him from the safety position, would have hit him after he caught it. He was coming towards his face. Dallas Jones trailing behind him, but again, yeah, you know, it's a tough catch to make anyway. The ball well overhead.
Zach Meixler comes into the Yellow Jacket backfield for Tenejeth, comes up a little gingerly as the Jackets break the huddle, send 2 receivers to the left. That's Meixler and McCray. One's far right. Miles, the lone setback behind Hall. Looking to pass, flush to the right, rolling, has a man, and it's knocked away. Chacon on the coverage, pass intended for Adam Padilla, but the Bulldogs knock it away, and they will force a punt out of the Yellow Jackets on 4th and 10.
Well, the junior C.J. McCone, number 30, Chacon for the Winslow Bulldogs, does a great job getting there, reaching around behind Padilla. Again, keeps a hand in case he catches it, knocks the ball away. Just did a great job stepping in front, reaching around in front.
Avoiding that pass interference.
Did a great job. Nice job by the Winslow Bulldogs.
So in to punt for the Yellow Jackets is Hall. And it looks like Chacon's thinking about going back. He doesn't, as Hall booms one away, angles it here to the near sideline, hits at the 20, takes a Yellow Jacket bounce back to the 16, where it will be down there. Tenejeth down there, Clay Tenejeth down there to to down it for the Yellow Jackets. Bulldogs will be about where they ended their last drive at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah, but you know, defensively doing a nice job against the Yellow Jackets that time. Again, one of the keys, I think you see great penetration on the line. When the defenses do that, it seems like it's a good, for the Yellow Jackets struggling a little bit.
Once again, our score 6-0. Jackets on top of the Bulldogs with 5 minutes and 42 seconds to go here, still in the first quarter. The Winslow Bulldogs break the huddle. They send 2 receivers here to the near sideline, 1 to the far side. 1 man in the backfield, but a man in motion. That's Maddox. Maddox with the give on the end around. He's across the 20. He's at the 25 and just spun down by Nate Miles. No, excuse me, that's Coy London on the tackle, but not before Maddox has a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice stretch by the linebacker, but a good play by the Winslow Bulldogs as they get around the left side and get upfield to get that quick first down.
So it'll be 1st and 10. Bulldogs at their own 30-yard line. Everybody's in tight this time. Bring a man in motion. Cross the formation. Give it to the deep man, though. That is Avalar, and he is hit. Coming up to make the tackle right at the line of scrimmage is the corner on that side. I believe that was... Excuse me. Blaine Hebuck. I'm not sure on the pronunciation, but does a nice job making the tackle. They're going to get him a 2-yard gain on the forward progress. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Bulldogs send Trey's right, quick snap, and now Avalar's going to get the pitch deep in the backfield, and he rolls over one would-be tackler. I believe that was Spencer Hall, but he does go down at the 35-yard line. And let's go down to our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley. He's got an update on the injured Bulldog, Jalen Hayes. Punt.
I was able to chat with the trainer for Winslow Bulldogs. Jalen Hayes is on the sideline, doesn't have his helmet on. He's doing fine, joking with his teammates about the big hit he took, but the trainer did confirm he has a concussion, so he'll be done for the night.
All right, thank you very much, Punt. Bad news for the Bulldogs, but they do have something going here on 3rd down and 5. Okay, giving it to the deep man. That's Foster. He is hit immediately. Trey Chenegis finished it off, but Rangel was the first man there.
Nice job from the outside by Julio Rangel. Not fooled at all. Gets him in the backfield for a loss. And, when you talk about the concussions, I think the upside is, hey, there was a day when nobody would have cared.
Right.
He'd have been back out there. It's nice to see that these guys are always improving the safety of the game and, again, taking steps to prevent any long-term damage to these guys that are out there playing.
Well, the Bulldogs had something going there, had a first down, but it turned away, losing 3 on that last play. 4th down and 7, so it'll bring up a punt for Chacon. Miles stands at his own 35 as it's a... Sonny Bogoti for the Bulldogs to make the tackle. A loss of about a half a yard, but we're going to call it 2nd and 10.
Again, Bogoti, only a sophomore. That quick dive up the inside. The fullback, Trey Tenaja. Bogoti does an outstanding job, just stopping him for no gain.
So they are going to give forward progress of half a yard. 2nd down and 9. Hall under center again. Ibach's behind him. Takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He's rolling right, getting good protection. Looks over the middle to Padilla, and just on the outstretched arm, had coverage as Chacon was bearing down on him. Padilla cannot reel it in.
Holding his stomach a little bit. Might have got hit. Looks like we'll see if he comes out. Again, they had Josh McCray, their speed guy, out there far on the sideline going vertical just down the sideline. Looked like he had a couple steps, but good decision by Hall to throw underneath. Looked like it was there, just couldn't make the catch.
Well, there was a little bit of pressure for Hall, perhaps not allowing him to see McCray down the sideline. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and long for the Yellow Jackets. They send 2 receivers right. Tenagith, the lone man here on the left side, along with Padilla, the tight end. Hall's in the shotgun, takes a snap, looking to throw. Has a man over the middle, and it's caught by Miles. No, they're going to say incomplete pass. It's going to bring up 4th and long. As Miles looked like he had it. Probably wouldn't have had enough for the first down anyway, but nonetheless, it's going to make it an easy call to punt here on 4th down.
Yeah, that makes it tough. Does a good thing, comes back to it. Again, pressured. There was good coverage on him, but does a nice job coming back to it. A guy that normally makes that catch, he's got great hands. That time just couldn't hang on to it.
So the Yellow Jackets punting in the punt formation. Hall back deep to punt. Chacon, stands at his 35-yard line. There's Hall's punt. It's a big one. Taking Chacon back inside his 30 to 20 to 15. He takes it at the 12. Chacon going to try to make something happen. He's racing down the field, and a big hit by the Bulldogs. Chacon's at the 25, the 30. Stiff arms a man at the 35, and it's finally run out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Big return, and Clay Tenagith on the recipient of the picket.
Well, Jared Tenagith out there on the field, as you mentioned, he got blindsided by the pick, and again manages to get off the field. But what a shot he took!
Yeah, the youngster Clay Tenagith. He's number 20. Jared's number 23 now. I think. Oh, we got all kinds of Tenagiths out there.
Well, we got
2 of them with the same number even.
It's Trey is 23.
Well, number
Jared.
7 is number 7, 20. It's Clay or Jared. It's the same guy. As the Bulldogs take over, pitch to Chacon, deep in the backfield. He gets out across the 35. He's still rolling at the 40 and has enough for a Lacey Weeks first down for the Bulldogs in the Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket territory for the first time tonight at the 49-yard line.
Nice job around the outside that time for the Bulldogs, running to their own sideline, and again, just in a mass of purple, still managing to get that first down. About as far away from us as you can get, but outstanding job by the Winslow Bulldogs.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs as they have some momentum after the big hit. Imax behind Cake. He takes the quick snap, given to the deep man. That's Avalar trying to pick his way through traffic. He's inside the 45, now breaks loose on the outside to the 40. That's Akeem Foster as he has a first down. Nate Miles and Nick Jones on the tackle, but not before Akeem Foster has a 12-yard gain to the Yellow Jacket 36-yard line. 1st and 10, a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down.
Great job, as you mentioned, by Foster that time, and again, making multiple cuts. Looks like the Yellow Jackets have him, but he just makes cuts. They're overrunning him, and he's a strong guy, not easy to bring down. Again, Yellow Jackets just got to slow down when it comes time to make the tackle, but Winslow Bulldogs really putting on a show right now as they keep this drive alive.
On 1st and 10, the Bulldogs send Marquez wide here to the near sideline. Ibach's behind Cake, give it to the deep man. That's Darren Brown. He's at the line of scrimmage, and then he's driving forward. As a lot of Yellow Jackets on the tackle, as they probably picked up 2 yards on the play. We're going to call it 2nd down and 8. And so the Jackets hold a little bit firmer that time.
Well, the Jackets, again, really needing to hold a little bit inside their own 35. Winslow Bulldogs have got the goal line in sight.
So the Bulldogs just inside the Yellow Jacket 35-yard line. They break the huddle. Cake under center. One man behind him, that's Avalar. And a man in motion. Looking to throw his Cake on the out to Brown, a little high, and Brown cannot come up with it. It's going to fall incomplete. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 8, stopping the clock with 54 seconds to go here in the first quarter.
Well, again, nice job that time by the Winslow Bulldogs, just overthrowing him a little bit. Quarterback just couldn't seem to make the connection.
So the Bulldogs facing a tough 3rd down situation. They got some momentum going. They've driven the ball a good long ways here against this Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket defense, but they need to pick up a first down to keep this drive going. Probably not within field goal range. About a 50-yarder at this point. As Cake breaks the huddle, no backs in the backfield. Now he moves Foster to line it behind him. Twin set. Bring Maddox in motion, and we got whistles on the play. We have a false start. That is not going to help the Bulldog cause. They're going to be backed up 5 yards.
Again, what they really didn't want to do was, again, as they just gave up another 5 yards. Now it puts them in a third and
about
13,
15.
14.
Yeah, you're right, 13. So the Bulldogs are probably going to look for Cake to go to the air again. And we'll see what they do as they break that huddle, Bill, and they like to take the quick snap. They send 3 receivers left. Maddox here to the near side. Take the snap. Looking to pass. Has some pressure. Now looks to throw, and it is knocked away. Spencer Hall. Oh, they're going to say pass interference, it looks like, as Hall right there defending Chacon, the intended receiver. Nowhere near fair first down yardage.
I tell you what, that's a tough call right there. Really looked like it was a good play on the ball, good break on the ball. But they're
going to call pass interference, a 10-yard penalty in high school. As Cake did a good job of avoiding the initial pressure, but steps up and looks to make the pass.
I think that's a 15-yard penalty.
Ooh, a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down. Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down for the Bulldogs at the Blue Ridge Yellow Jacket 25-yard line. They're back in business. 1st and 10. Cake hustles him up the line. I-backs behind him. Pitches it to the deep man. That's Chacon. He turns the corner. Has Akeem Foster in front of him. Oh, he's at the 20. And knocked down there. A shoestring tackle by Coy London for the Yellow Jackets.
And again, really attacking the edge, headed back to the Winslow sidelines. They come out of that I set and just really trying to power it around the corner. Coy London from the inside linebacker position doing a nice job getting out there, but you're seeing him get 5 yards on the play.
So the Bulldogs will be faced with a 2nd down and 5, as it's going to be the last play of the quarter. Cake, I-backs behind him, takes the snap, giving it to Chacon on the counter. And he is hit at the line of scrimmage. Eccles right there to make the stop for the Yellow Jackets. And no gain on the play. So after the end of one, the Bulldogs will have it 3rd down and 5 at the Yellow Jacket 20-yard line. Can the Jacket defense hold? We'll step away. You're listening to Cholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium after one quarter. After one quarter, the Yellow Jackets lead the Winslow Bulldogs 6-0. But the Bulldogs have put together a bit of a drive here to end the first quarter, and they will start the second quarter 1st and 10. 3rd down and 5 at the Jacket 20-yard line. So the Jackets trying to keep the Bulldogs off the scoreboard as they break the huddle. Foster, the lone man behind Cake, 3 receivers to the right. Take the snap, looking to throw. Cake rolls right. He's got a lot of room. He's going to run it. He's at the 15, he's at the 10. That's enough for the first down. Spins off the would-be tackler, and enough for the first down. And he's going to have enough for the first down. A 10-yard pickup for the quarterback for the Bulldogs. Cake, it'll be 1st and goal to go from the 8-yard line.
Good job by Cake that time. Again, rolls right, gets the yards he can, rather than try to force something. The Yellow Jackets having a hard time keeping him in the pocket. Good defenses, you want to get him in the box. That time he lets him out.
This time the Bulldogs are going to go with 3 backs. Chacon gets the pitch and somehow gets out of the backfield. He's at the 5, he's at the 1, and finally knocked down there. Munoz in there on the tackle. Spencer Hall had him in the backfield, but there's a penalty on the play. And we have a penalty on the play against, looks like it's going to go against the Yellow Jackets. Personal foul to the Is that a hit to the head? I'm not sure, but not going to matter a whole lot. It's going to be 1st and goal to go at about the 1-yard line. The Bulldogs, again, Chacon dead to rights in the backfield.
I tell you what, not an easy guy to bring down, obviously. Yellow Jackets, it looked like they had him down multiple times, but keeps his feet, does a nice job. Just a north and south kind of guy is going to keep going to the end zone.
So it'll be 1st and goal. Akeem Foster's going to stay in the backfield behind Cake for the Bulldogs. Now Chacon comes in motion, but they give it to Foster up the middle, and I don't think he got in. Coy London with a great surge, pulling Foster from behind, showing a lot of will there and keeping Foster out of the end zone at the half-yard line.
Nice job that time. Again, just there's a little bit of game that time, calling the gaps. They just play off their defensive lineman in front. Coy London does a nice job wrapping up, pulling him down.
You can't get any respect, can you, Bill?
I don't deserve any. You know what? So we're just going to be quiet about it. We got guys in our ear. Nothing but grief.
Nothing but grief for Bill. As Cake breaks the huddle for the Bulldogs. Quick snap. Looking for the option. He falls down, and I think Cake got it back. Somehow Cake got it back on 2nd down, but they're going to lose yards back to the 2-yard line. Bulldogs will have it, 3rd and goal to go, but they're not going in the right direction. As
Coach Little probably not too happy, as you mentioned, with that one. Just a mess up on the exchange. I don't know whether Cake never had it, but does a great job getting the ball back. Again, keeping their drive alive.
Jacket defense holding that front, anchored, I believe, by Munoz and Baker. I could be wrong on that. Could be Eccles, excuse me. So the Jackets, the Bulldogs facing a 3rd and goal to go. Cake under center. Foster behind him, sends Jones in motion. Cake looking to pass, taking some pressure from behind. Rangel can't get him, and Cake tries to get in the end zone, and he does from 2 yards out. The quarterback, Cake, keeps it, and he's in the end zone and putting the Bulldogs on the board with 6 points.
Again, great job by Cake, keeping that alive. Again, bounces outside, does another bounce, and just trying to keep that secondary guessing. Nobody can come up and stop him before he gets in the end zone. Blue Ridge did a great job stuffing the inside, but again, when it bounced out, again, great job by the quarterback, Cake, that time getting the score.
Julio Rangel trying to chase Cake from behind, could not do so. Chacon on the point after try is good, but we do have a flag on the play, so hold everything. We're going to keep it right here. We hope to bring you some scoring updates from the studio, and we'll hopefully do that after our next commercial break. But for right now, we're going to...
Looks like they're going to come back and re-kick.
Might have to kick it again, as it looked like somebody wasn't lined up correctly for the Bulldogs, so that'll cost them 5. Looked like Chacon had plenty of leg, though, as the ball will be placed at the 15-yard line. This is the equivalent of a 25-yard field goal.
Again, the score is tied right now at 6s. Obviously, this PAT is going to give them the lead.
As the kick is up, this time wide left, way wide left. And so that penalty costs the Bulldogs, as our score remains 6-6 with 10 minutes and 3 seconds to go here in the 2nd quarter. All tied up here at Yellow Jacket Stadium. We'll step away. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer, 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium. All tied up here between the Bulldogs and the Yellow Jackets.
He's lost power.
All right, we lost it here too. I don't know what's going on.
It did that last week at Snowflake.
But that's a power issue.
No, I know. It just would shut down and we could never figure out why.
Thing is, that's a penalty.
Every time you go to the studio, it cuts out. Remember? Every time you kind of go to the studio?
Yes. For some reason, it did the same thing last week.
Well,
anymore.
What? He won it on the 60. What's he want? What do you want, sir? They're going to kick.
We're back, Royce.
Out of bounds? This is where it went out of bounds.
Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium. Apologies for the technical difficulties as we're having some power issues. It's not a connection issue. And so on the kickoff for the Bulldogs, ball was kicked out of bounds, and the Yellow Jackets will take it 1st and 10. Oh, no, excuse me.
35.
No, they're going to take it at the 35. 1st and 10. The Jackets will have very good field position for their third drive of the night.
You can see Trey Tennages for the Yellow Jackets being worked on, getting his ankle worked on. Again, he was hobbling all week. He's the guy that you really want on the field, plays fullback.
In the backfield for the Yellow Jackets now, Tristan Johnson, and he's going to get the handoff. Ball gives it to him. He's up inside the 35 to the 40. For a 6-yard gain on 1st down. Going to bring up 2nd down and 4. Tackle on the play by the Bulldogs.
Winslow coaches are complaining about 12 in the huddle.
Just a little bit
flag.
Little bit of numbers there that time. Bunch set on the lead. Tristan Johnson. Again, we saw his brother last year, one of the big runners last couple years, running for the Yellow Jackets. Again, Tristan, different style. Much taller, leaner, kind of a big guy, but again, just as elusive, does a great job powering his way up the left side for 6 yards.
So on 2nd down and 4. Hall going to remain under center. 3 bunch receivers on the right. Tied in on the left. No, Jones, the receiver on the left. Hall's going to give to Miles. Nope, he did not make one miss. Akeem Foster on the tackle for the Winslow Bulldogs. No gain on the play.
Akeem Foster, we've been talking about him since he was a freshman. Just an outstanding job, really. Recognizing, comes up, shoots the gaps, gets Miles in the backfield. And if you want to stop Miles, that's the way to do it. You want to get him before he gets into space or has an opportunity to do anything. Nice job by Akeem Foster and that Winslow Bulldog defense.
So the Jackets will face a 3rd and 4. Jones, the wide receiver, to the left side. 3 receivers bunched in here to the right. Miles going to get the carry on the far side. He's at the 40, and Foster's there again.
Grabs him.
Almost coming in unblocked. Gets into the backfield, grabs the jersey of Miles, and brings him down at the 40-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, when you talk about grabbing a guy and throwing him to the ground.
Miles is having a hard time cutting also because of the wet grass.
Again, Miles maybe not cutting as well as our sideline reporter just mentioned, but outstanding job by Akeem Foster and that Winslow defense. 4th and 5 for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, I think Coach Belshey thought about going for it here near midfield, but now at the last second calls in the punt unit. And he may have to burn a timeout here. 8 minutes and 5 seconds to go here in the first half. All tied up at 6.
Looks like they may want to get the penalty, or they call him.
And now they call a timeout. And something not... Things are a bit awry on the Yellow Jackets sideline as they will have to burn a timeout, and we will burn it with them. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
The kick, it's a low line drive kick. He's up across the 20. He's got the 25 hammer down at the 30.
Are you a sports fan and business owner? You don't want to pass this up. White Mountain Youth Productions brings you local high school sports produced by high school students.
Go deep and it's caught. Unbelievable.
Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps us up and running and gets you noticed.
We'll gallop into the end zone.
Call 928-532-4160.
And that is a touchdown for Sholo.
To Yellow Jackets Stadium. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football as the Jackets forced to punt on 4th down. Hall to do the punting duties as he gets a high punt to Chacon. He takes it at the 29-yard line and escapes one tackler there. He's across the 35. He's at the 40. He's got blockers in front of him. He's at the 45, the 50, still running down the sideline. He's at the 20 and finally knocked out of bounds. At the 20-yard line, Baker does a nice job of saving the touchdown as Chacon pulls off a big punt return, but there is a flag on the play at the Yellow Jacket 28-yard line, as we do have an illegal contact against the Bulldogs. So that's going to just back them up 10 yards from that spot. 5th penalty on the night for the Bulldogs, but they're still going to have excellent field position here in the waning moments of the second quarter in this tied-up ball game, 6-6.
Hey, you know, this is a game of momentum, and right now you can really get a sense the momentum arriving is really there for the Bulldogs, really picking up. You know, we talked about that front half of the first quarter really working for the Yellow Jackets, but since then, Winslow has steadily come on now, tying it up, and where it's going to be great field position in spite of the penalty.
Yeah, even with it, the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 from their 40-yard line, and Cake can't find the huddle. He's running back to midfield, and his guys are...
Hey, where we set up, absolutely.
45. But he now comes in, breaks the huddle. Going to send 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Foster, the slot back. Cake's looking to pass. Now he's going to roll left, still looking to throw. Has to come back across the middle, and nobody home. Intended for Jones, but taking pressure was Cake from big number 54, Timmy Entrican. Yep. But it falls incomplete.
Again, Yellow Jacket's doing a nice job just trying to break up his rhythm a little bit, really attacking Cake as he was set up in the backfield. So good job. You can see the Yellow Jackets' intensity, really realizing they've got to make something happen. Want to give a shout out really quick, if we can, to the Freeburgs down in Sarita, watching this game, catching it on the iTalk website.
All right, at second down and 10. Bulldogs send a man in motion, but Cake's looking to throw. Pressure again, and he gets away from Ringel and completes the pass, but only for a 2-yard gain, as the pass completed to Nick Marquez. That is our first pass completion of the game for either team. Nick Jones on the tackle for the Jackets, but it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8.
I tell you what, that had ugly written all over, but the Winslow Bulldogs doing a nice job connecting it. That was the toughest 2 or 3 yards you're ever going to find. That's one of those where Coach Little's probably nice to exhale, you know, holding his breath the whole time.
Well, you know, Julio Rando, not the biggest guy, 5'9", 175, but Cake able to get out of his grasp. His eye-backs now behind Cake. Now the Bulldogs going to run it. Chacon on the toss, sweep left, has room, but the ball's loose, and the Jackets should recover it, and they do. Coy London knocks it out from behind, and Nick Jones on the recovery for the Jackets. Well, they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Nice little job by Coy London.
Who is that guy?
Coming from the inside. I got to tell you, it's not my brother Bob's kid. It's mine. Can't say enough to him, but just doing a nice job that time, chasing him down and punching that ball out again. Good turnover.
And I tell you what, Chacon had room to run, had some blockers, had split the defense, and was running down the sideline. So a big play for the Yellow Jackets as they break the huddle. They send McCray wide left, Tenejith wide right. I-backs behind Hall as he gives a deep man. That's Johnson, and he is hit in the backfield, but at the line of scrimmage, but drives forward for a pickup of 4. Now they're going to give him 5 yards on the play. Going to bring up 2nd down and 5.
I tell you what, I like the way Tristan Johnson runs. Kind of a bigger guy, you know, bigger frame, but again, very quick, deceptively quick, but strong. Does a great job. You know, hurt all week, comes back out, making it happen here on the offensive side.
Tenejith and Johnson again in the eye behind Hall. Give it to Tenejith up the middle. He spins around at the line of scrimmage. Hardy on the tackle for the Bulldogs, but Tenejith does pick up another 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1 for Blue Ridge.
Again, Trey, one of those big guys, big fullback, again, just manages to fall forward, get those extra yards. 3rd and short for the Yellow Jackets. We'll see what Coach Belshey does.
So big play here, big opportunity for the Yellow Jackets to keep the chains moving. Clock ticking at 5:33 to go here in the second quarter. Tie game 6-6. Jackets again go back to that one receiver either side. I-backs behind Hall. Give to the deep man, and I think that's Johnson, and he might have wriggled forward for a half a yard, but they're still going to be short of the 1st down. Tough decision now for Coach Belshey on 4th.
I tell you what, these guys doing an outstanding job. He's hobbling a bit. Foster, who made the tackle, but running that 4-3, the 3 linebackers really shooting the gaps. You know, sending 7 in the box, really attacking. Hard for the Yellow Jacket in front to pick up. And again, Bulldogs do a nice job shutting him down, forcing the punt.
Looks like the Jackets are going to have to punt as Hall is in deep. Tenegis, his protector. Chacon going to stand at his own 45-yard line and await this one. Snap is high. Hall brings it down, though, and he punts it out of the sideline, and that was not a good punt. As Hall kind of shanked that one to the side. So with 4 minutes and 36 seconds, Bulldogs again will have a great opportunity as they're going to say the ball went out of bounds at the Yellow Jacket 39-yard line. Bulldogs will have it there, 1st and 10.
Well, about the only one who liked that kick other than Coach Little would be the flag guys running the chain gang, because they didn't move hardly at all. Again, one thing you got to say to Spencer Hall, he's been on every play out there. You don't like your quarterback playing defense, punting, kickoffs. He's really been doing a lot. And, that's tough for any player.
High backs behind Cake. Pitch it to Brown. Tries to get to the outside. Makes one man miss, but the rest of the Yellow Jackets right there to wrap him up as Spencer Hall, the first man there, along with Rangel. And it's going to drop the Bulldogs for a loss. They'll give them forward progress to the 41-yard line. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 12 for Winslow.
Again, Coach Little trying to attack the right side. Had success scoring on that side. But Yellow Jackets doing a better job. Rangel, again, Spencer Hall coming up from his cornerback position, makes the stop as well. And then the rest of the Yellow Jackets trailing. But a loss for the Bulldogs, 3 yards.
Rangel has to come out of the ball game. And so the Jackets defense suffers. Cake looking to keep. He's rolling left, throws it to Chacon, and Chacon cannot come up with it. It falls incomplete at the 40-yard line. Not sure he would have had a lot of room to run. Tenegis in there on the coverage along with London. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 12 for the Bulldogs.
Boy, you can see amped, everybody playing hard that time. And again, nice fake by Cake as he rolls out, just couldn't find what he wanted. And Chacon couldn't make the catch. But again, what an exciting second quarter.
Might have been another situation where Cake could have run the ball. As you said, Bill, he had faked almost everybody out. Bulldogs break the huddle. Trey set right. Cake looking to throw, getting pressure. Throws it, and it is way under his throne. Nick Jones had a chance to intercept that, but Rangel and Munoz right there to put pressure on Cake. Hit his arm, and that ball floated up in the air. Jackets.
Nick Jones had an opportunity for it. That was a duck that the Yellow Jackets probably wish they could have back. Coach Little, I can't help but think how lucky they were. They got away with that. Although, again, they're still going to have to punt, but you'd much rather punt, get the Yellow Jackets against their own goal line than to give them a turnover right here in midfield.
The punters have been the most used players on the field. As Chacon takes the snap, and he fumbles it, and then he shanks it off the right side of his foot. We got flags down. We got a whole mess of things happening there on that 4th down play. And
not at all what you want to see. Again, Chacon just maybe trying to give the Yellow Jackets back one. Shanks that one off to his own sideline. And again, barely making it back beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, we have a false start against the Bulldogs, but that one's going to be declined, and the Jackets will take it at the 35, 36-yard line.
It's going to be about a 7-yard punt.
About a 5-yard punt for Chacon, and they're going to have it. The Jackets will have it on their 36, 1st and 10. Boy, not a lot going right for either team tonight, Bill.
Right. Again, this is only the second game for the Winslow Bulldogs, playing maybe a little bit tougher competition. The Yellow Jackets, conversely, kind of glad to play a team their own size. They've got Winslow's got a lot of sophomores out there as well. Some young guys out on the field.
Hall takes a snap, looks to throw, now has to dump it to Miles in the open space. He's at the 40, trying to get to the outside, and does run out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nice pickup on the play, 9 yards on the pass completion. Good job by Hall checking down to the outlet, Miles.
Well, great job, again, as you mentioned, by Hall. Again, first completion of the night, getting it to Miles, which is really where he's at his best. Get him out in space. That time you saw him a little shoulder fake, accelerates to the edge, and runs out of bounds, but still manages to get an easy 9 yards.
2nd down and 1 upcoming for the Jackets. They send McCray wide left, Tenegis wide right. I backs behind Hall as he goes under center. Takes a snap, Gives it to Tenejith, and nothing doing there. Foster right there, as he has been most of the night. Jackets have not had an answer for Akeem Foster.
I tell you, the inside linebackers for the Winslow Bulldogs doing an outstanding job. Foster, one of those guys that is just going to man up and fill up space and does an outstanding job on the tackling aspect as well. Finishes the play and stops the Yellow Jackets for no gain.
Well, Trey Tenejith, not a small guy, comes in at 6'3", 210 pounds, but Akeem Foster at 190 pounds, right there to meet the challenge. Same formation for the Yellow Jackets. On 3rd and 1, Hall gives it to the deep man, Miles. He's trying to get to the outside, and now bounces it, and it gets away, and gets to the sideline, has enough for the first down. It's a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down at the 50-yard line. 5-yard pickup for Miles on that big 3rd down play.
Nice little giving ground that time to get ground. Miles recognizing that he couldn't get to the edge, cut back, actually went away from the line of scrimmage, and then manages to, with his speed, get around the corner and gets that first down. Well defended by the Winslow Bulldogs. Just a good little block. I didn't see who it was for the Yellow Jackets on the outside, just trying to hold it. But also Miles really, with his effort, does a nice job.
Dallas Jones, the guy that missed on that perimeter there and allowed Miles to pick up the first down. Hall this time going to the shotgun formation, flanked on either side by backs, but they're going to give on the handoff to Miles. And guess who? Foster knifing through, gets Miles deep in his own backfield and drops him for a loss. Miles does a good job just to have a loss of 2. But Foster's a little slow to get up. Looks like he's got...
hurt his hand, it looks like.
As the clock continues to run. 2 minutes, 18 seconds to go. A loss of 2. Going to bring up 2nd down and 12 for Blue Ridge.
I tell you what, we've seen him hurt before, but Foster doesn't seem to faze him as he shoots the gap. And I guess the one thing you've got to do is figure out a way to get somebody on Foster. Let one of these big guys in the front side challenge, but Foster's the guy that's making the play.
Hall looking to throw, has plenty of protection, escaping would-be tacklers. Big block, and now Hall's going to run it. He's at the 45, he's at 50, and now the 51 as Chacon comes up and makes the tackle for Winslow. As Tristan Johnson back in the backfield providing good protection for the quarterback, but nothing downfield for Hall to throw to.
I tell you what, again, that's one of those where you look in space and you think Hall's got some time. Great job by that Winslow defense, really reacting to that, closing in on Hall. He got a few yards, but still facing a 3rd and 9, not nearly enough. You know, he only managed to get 3 yards on the play.
Single back behind Hall is Johnson. Miles in the slot to Hall's left. Hall's looking to roll that way. Stops, looks downfield, and has a man. And it is almost picked off by Cake. Cake comes up, makes a big play, intended for Miles. Would have had enough for the first down, but instead Cake makes a huge defensive play. We'll see if Coach Belsh elects to go for it here on 4th down with 1:08 to go.
Well, Cake, as you mentioned, does a great job that time coming up and stepping in front, and almost looked like he had a chance for it, had his hands on it. But for the Yellow Jackets, who was that? Nate Miles out on the play. He's just got to come back to it. You know, you got to come back to the ball. You can't hold. You got to catch the ball first. That time he just sat and waited for it, or cut and waited for it. You really got to come back to the ball, and it's hard to do, especially, but that's the result.
On 4th down, the Jackets elect to punt. Good snap. End over end, low punt, going out of bounds as he kind of shanks another one. At the 30-yard line, the Bulldogs will have it. 1st and 10 with just over a minute to go. Just a 19-yard punt on that one. Bulldogs will have it. 1st and 10 from there.
Absolutely. And again, out to the 30-yard line, not what you would have expected. You wanted to get more yards out of that punt. But regardless, again, nice job by the Winslow Bulldogs. You know, nice little message we got from our studio, Royce Concannon, letting us know St. John's beats Chin Lee 27-7, and that is Coach Morgan's 299th win. Outstanding job to Coach Morgan and the St. John's Redskins. You know, what does that say? 299 wins.
That's a lot. Couple of legends up here in the mountains. A lot of wins up here in this style of football as the Bulldogs on 1st down. Throw the pass incomplete, intended for Maddox, but the ball overthrown by Cake. And boy, when we look at the numbers at our halftime show, going to be dreadful passing numbers for both teams so far here tonight. And I don't know that we can give all the credit to the defenses. These quarterbacks have not been on target so far, as The Bulldogs break the huddle, send 3 receivers right. Kate's a snap, going to give up the middle to Foster. Munoz leaning on him.
I will say that, we've seen some good pressure, though. There's been very few uncontested quarterbacks just sitting back there having lots of time. Really, we've seen Spencer Hall on the run a lot. Seems like he's done that a lot here early in the year. I think you've seen defenses have success like that. Cake as well has had good pressure from the outside.
So it looks like the Bulldogs content to let this one run out as they run the ball on second down. It is 3rd and 6, almost 7. And just 20 seconds to go here in the second quarter. And we hope to have a interview.
A little timeout on the field now by Coach Little. Wanted to have a chance to talk it over.
And we're going to keep it right here as we hope to have an interview with Coach Belshie, hear his thoughts on how things have gone here in the first half as we are nearing halftime. Again, our score 6-6. Both teams putting 6 points on the board and not able to come up on their point after try. And it's been a back and forth battle. No team really threatening since that point.
It really has been a battle. We've seen a lot of plays and just all over the place. Defensively, offensively. You had talked about specialties or punt head, I think. Or Ron did in the interview, but I tell you what, specialties, we saw some big hits out there. We've seen terrible punts. We've seen probably the worst of specialties, and we see that really hurt you. You give a team a short field, and that puts a lot of pressure on your defense.
So again, on 3rd down and a long 6, the Bulldogs will have it. Just 13 seconds to go. And they may take one last shot. They may just take a knee.
I'd tell you what, I expected to pick like a little screen or something. Give it to a guy because some of these Bulldogs, Chacon, hard guy to bring down.
Cake is looking to throw, going deep, has pressure, and it is almost completed. But the hit by Miles on the far side of the play as Tenejith was putting pressure on the quarterback intended for Chacon. It's going to leave 6 seconds on the clock, and the Bulldogs be forced to punt.
Again, Yellow Jackets probably going to go after it, see if they can make something happen out of it with only 6.7 seconds.
Yeah, you might be able to get a good return here. You're not going to. This will be the last play of the half.
Scoop and score.
We have a new punter in. It looks like is that Foster? I believe that is Foster in to punt for the Bulldogs. Nate Miles stands at his own 32-yard line as Foster gets this away. Low line drive. Miles going to field it at the 25. And there's the horn. As Miles now going to come and bring it out. And he's going to as Miles has room, he's at midfield to the 50, the 45, the 40, and going to be run out of bounds. And that will be there's 3 penalties on the play. I definitely saw a block in the back here on the 44. That's what that flag is. But then we have a fight back here on the 24. And then I think we might have even had a roughing the kicker or something over here on the Winslow side of things. So
a lot of laundry on that play. We'll see what happens. Again, no time on the clock. Whether or not we get away from here or not, we'll see.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting as Padilla laid a good block on somebody down there, and the offended party was indeed offended.
I tell you what, Miles, did a nice job really setting that up. Again, one of those guys that really.
You know what I think he did? I think he let the horn go and kind of act like the game was over, and then took off.
And he did a great job. And they had a good wall set up. Padilla caught somebody inside the wall, and Miles makes a nice cut. It looked almost like I thought Miles had a chance for it, but ran out of gas a little bit. He's been playing hard this first half. Not a guy that you normally see tracked down. Again, Chacon maybe a little bit faster than we thought, but we'll see what happens. There's all kinds of conversation with the Yellow Jackets.
So we have a procedure penalty against the Bulldogs. We have a holding penalty against Blue Ridge. Those will offset, but I'm not sure about this personal foul. And I know you cannot end the half on a defensive penalty, and so it'll depend. So we're just gonna re-kick this one, I think, as have one more play.
Just wanted to make sure the fans get their money's worth here at the end of the second quarter.
Cake is in there to play quarterback. He's probably just going to take a knee since there's just one more play, and that will do it. So Cake in there, he takes the knee, and that's going to do it here for the first half. Our score 6. With Coach Belshie, if he will, but a tough first half. I'm sure both teams going to have a lot to talk about in the locker room at halftime, and we're going to be fortunate enough to get Coach Belshie, get a chance to talk to him, maybe. He may not be coming. He may not be coming out. He is going to come, and so we will keep it right here. And Coach Belshie, we bring in our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley, and his interview with Coach Belshie.
Thanks, Mike. I am here with Coach Belshie. Real quick, just your thoughts on the first half.
It was a hard, physical first half by both teams. Both teams are playing really well. We just got to take advantage of our opportunities. We get a turnover. We got to take advantage of that. We're killing each other on the punt returns, both sides, and both teams are playing real hard. We just need to move the chains on offense.
And you have to feel pretty good, with the past 2 games. You talked when we talked with you yesterday about the turnovers you guys have been having. But so far in this first half, you've got the edge on turnovers.
Yes, I'm really happy about that. We're taking care of the ball, especially on this wet, slippery field. The kids are doing a good job.
Okay, well, very good. Good luck in the second half, Coach. Thank you. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Punt, and thank you to Coach Belshie for taking time. And that's going to do it here for the first half. When we come back, it's our halftime show right here on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Kick. It's a low line drive kick. He's up across the 20. He's got the 25 hammered down to the 30.
Are you a sports fan and business owner? You don't want to pass this up. White Mountain Youth Productions brings you local high school sports produced by high school students.
Go deep, and it's caught. Unbelievable.
Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps us up and running and gets you noticed.
He'll gallop into the end zone.
Call 928-532-4160.
And that is a touchdown for Sholo.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from Dairy Queen in Sholo.
I talk a lot about Ford trucks. And why wouldn't I? I mean, best-selling truck for 36 years running. Because Ford's always thinking ahead to next year and not resting on last year. But now I'm going to talk about something different. Where you want to buy your new Ford truck. You just gotta drive by Sholo Ford to see how many trucks they have. Or go online to sholoford.com. And Guy Hatch is going to get you a great deal. Because he promises you he is not going to be undersold by anyone, anywhere. And if you know Guy, if he says it, he means it.
Halftime show here on iTalk 106.7. And Bill, as we take a look at the first half, I don't really want to look at the camera, but as we take a look at the first half.
Trust me, you want to look at the camera. Your profile's no better than mine.
What are your impressions? It was a bit crazy. Coach Belshie made the comment he thought both teams played well. Would you agree with that statement?
I tell you what, both teams have equally made mistakes. I will say that much. They're both playing hard. I think for the Yellow Jackets, hey, let's face it, last week they were out of it. Not out of it, but they were down at halftime by, I think, 2 or 3 scores, right? They're much better here, tied at 6s. You've seen a lot of physicality, as he mentioned. Early in the first quarter, you saw the Yellow Jackets play about as good as they could. Just did an outstanding job. First drive, they go down and score. Again, 3 and outs by the defense. Since then, it really turned to Winslow's favor, and it seemed like they really made a charge. And then at the end, it was like all no-hold wrestling. Everybody's going at it. It's just kind of fun game to watch.
It certainly has been entertaining. Not a lot of fans out here of the Blue Ridge faithful, not a lot of fans over on the Winslow side of things either, but it certainly has been entertaining, if nothing else. What are the coaches talking to their players about, especially on the first off on the Winslow Bulldogs side?
Well, we saw a lot of good plays. We've seen some good runs. Passing, maybe neither team doing a real good job, but for the Winslow Bulldogs, hey, they're running hard. Their defense really doing inside the tackles, doing a pretty good job. Again, you saw Foster, their linebacker, I think Akeem Foster, really coming in. So they're penetrating well, causing some problems, and also putting good pressure on them. Other than just cleaning up a few big plays, they've done a good job defensively. And offensively, just sustaining drives. They've struggled a little bit. I think kudos to the Yellow Jackets. It seems like the Winslow Bulldogs have been on the verge of breaking a play, and they come up and they've turned the ball over a couple times. Things like that really hurts them.
Well, and if you're Coach Belshie, you're in the Yellow Jacket locker room, you haven't turned the ball over, but there hasn't always been running lanes. Obviously Akeem Foster has a lot to do with that for the Yellow Jackets. Haven't been able to complete many passes. I think just one, right, as a matter of fact. What adjustments you got to make there?
Well, it's all about adjustments, right? Akeem Foster's not a hard guy to find. He's been in your backfield every time. It's really a matter of making sure everybody knows where he's at, figuring out who's going to go get him. You really want to try to slow him down a little bit. Let some other guys have to make plays, because he's shown he can tackle, he'll finish, and that's what he does so well. As well, from a passing perspective, hey, we've seen at times where we've had some time to get away. You just got to go to the whistle. Guys got to either find a way to get open or do something. There's what I worry about is there's a lot of guys playing a lot of minutes. You look at Coach or Spencer Hall, he's out there just about every play. And, you're asking a lot from these guys. Again, in the second half, we'll see how they hold up. You got to be in great shape to play like that.
And Coach Belshie mentioned Nate Miles was going to have a limited role tonight. I think he sat out maybe 5 plays.
Yeah, but
his
limited.
That's limited for him.
For him is better than probably anybody else they've got. A fun guy to watch on the field. Offensively and defensively, we've seen him make some plays. Obviously, we've seen guys track him down, which we're not used to. And maybe that's a sign of his injuries, but still doing an outstanding job out on the field. And yeah, hopefully he's not a guy surprised by that. He's a guy that wants to play. He wants to be on the field. He's definitely getting his wish. And any coach will say the right thing, but when it comes down to it, you want to have a chance to win. If that guy's going to give it to you, let's let him get out there and play.
Absolutely. And we know we have a lot of scores to get to you. We're going to go back to the studio and check in with Royce Kincannon with this scoring update. Royce?
Thank you very much. We've got some scores from around Division 4 football. And Show visitors are at 9 by 4, 22-7. St. John, once again.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
This is my town.
Sholo is football and party town, especially when you show up at Sholo Ford's Great American Tailgate event. Even if you just got your license, show up for the lowest price and longest warranty. Brand new Fords, all with our lifetime engine warranty. Not 3 years or 6, not 10 years or 100,000 miles. No way. Our warranty is forever. Come into Sholo Ford this week. Take delivery of a new Ford or pre-owned vehicle. New 2014 Ford F-150 Super Cruise, just $30,495. New 2014 Ford Focus SE, just $19,995. Or new 2014 Ford Fiestas, $13,995. Plus, every new Sholo Ford truck comes ready to tailgate with a Yeti cooler. Sholo Ford's Great American Tailgate event. It's party time at the east end of the Deuce.
Oh, this is my town.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's
wow.
right. How many of them will say something?
Hoping to be able to talk with Coach B.J. Little of the Winslow Bulldogs before halftime expires. But
he was pretty agreeable. Great coach, great guy.
Yeah.
And again, we talked to him earlier.
We got to talk, though, while we have a chance, about this great crew that comes out here every Friday night, gives up their Friday night hanging out with their friends in order to bring you live coverage online around the world, bringing you this great audio and video, well, at least the video part. These students from Sholo and Snowflake, and we want to recognize them now.
Well, absolutely. White Mountain Youth Production is a nonprofit group affiliated with Sholo and Snowflake High Schools, Blue Ridge as well, to give students valuable education, hands-on training in the field of multimedia production. Give between $200 and $500. City 4 will give you 2 15-second ads on the White Mountain Sports Game of the Week per sponsorship agreement. Make your donations to the youth productions. And tonight specifically, want to give a shout out to technical directors Zap Lambert and Forrest Fish, audio Nicole Jones and William Oakes, graphics Travis Plummer and Leah Flake, camera operators Kristen Fowler, Cheyenne Hudson, Connor Yant, Joseph Pierce, Zach Davis, Chris Valandra, Gianna Diaz, Brian Hanlon from iTalk, Isaiah Miller, and Christina Schwab.
All right, we thank you for that, Ron, and we want to thank the kids that help us out. Right now, we have a chance to interview Coach B.J. Little of the Winslow Bulldogs, and for that, we go down to our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley.
Okay, camera 3.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. I am here with Coach Little. Coach, a real physical battle in that first half. Tell me, just share quickly some of the things you shared with your guys in the locker room here at halftime.
One of the things we share with our kids in the locker room, where, in the first half, we realized that Blue Ridge is not only beating us on first step, but they're gaining advantage on the second step. Why? Because we're not just getting off the ball. We told our guys up front, we got to do a better job offensively getting off the ball. And our defensive ends, our tackles, got to use their hands more and be more physical, getting off the ball on the defense side.
Very good. And both teams really kind of struggled in that first half when it came to the passing game. Could we look for more passing? And I wonder if the field conditions, it is a little bit damp tonight, if maybe that's impeding some of the progress on the passing game.
Well, in our case, we've been dealing with all summer and also first 2 games with our quarterback getting rid of the ball a little bit quicker, and that's what we wanted to do. And, defense, Blue Ridge has got such a fast defense, and if we hold on it, they have opportunity to run to things. And we just think right now our quarterback is not doing a great job of getting rid of the ball quicker, and we have to do that better in the second half.
Okay, well, very good. Thank you, Coach, for spending your time with us, and have a good half.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Punt, and Coach Little for spending a little time here at halftime. And real quick, want to run through some numbers for the Winslow Bulldogs, the visiting team. A lot of carries they spread the ball around. C.J. Chacon has 6 carries for 37 yards. He's their leading rusher. Keem Foster has 5 carries for just 13 yards. Austin Maddox has 1 carry for 15 yards. Darren Brown has 2 carries for no yards, and Tress Cake has 4 carries for 10 yards and had a couple of big first down pickups. So 65 yards rushing for the Bulldogs, just 2 yards passing on 1 completion, 1 for 8, so just 67 yards. For the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, the home team, of course, Nate Miles getting the majority of the carries for the Yellow Jackets. He has 8 for 84 yards, of course, 60 of those coming on a long run in the first quarter. Tristan Johnson has 3 carries for 14 yards. Trey Tenegith has 3 carries for no yards. And Spencer Hall also not able to have any positive yards after 3 carries. But the Jackets do have 108 total yards rushing. And they are 1 for 6 in the passing department for 9 yards. So these two quarterbacks have combined for 2 of 14 and just 11 yards passing the ball tonight. No interceptions. The Bulldogs did have a fumble that they lost. Penalties, 3 penalties for the Yellow Jackets, 5 for the Bulldogs. So I guess the good thing to take from this is that you got to think that the teams can only improve in the offensive categories.
I tell you what, it's definitely a defensive struggle. Both teams doing a great job defensively. When you're a one-dimensional offense, it makes it a lot harder. Again, Winslow defense doing a great job against the run. Yellow Jackets unable to throw. It creates some issues, and I think that's what you're seeing, and it's almost the same for the Winslow Bulldogs. Both teams equally struggling, I think, when it comes to their air and defensively. I think Coach Little talked about it. Kudos to him, his defense as well, though, coming up hard, quickly, hard guys to block. Keem Foster kind of leading the charge and really shutting down the Yellow Jacket offense.
Well, both teams, I'm sure, not really pleased with exactly how things went. But when you're in the locker room, I suppose you have to make a decision. Do we focus on the good things that we did, or do we focus on the things we need to improve on, or do we try to make a combination of both?
Hey, this is parenting 101, right? Coaching is a lot like parenting. I think you do both. You definitely want to pat these guys on the back. Hey, they're playing hard. Both teams are playing hard out on the field, doing a great job. Now we just got to get focused, try to clean up some mistakes or get some things working our direction. Return to that Yellow Jacket offense that started the game, get a drive going, move down the field. Again, they deferred in the first half. They start with the ball in the second half. And again, for the Winslow Bulldogs, much the same thing. Defensively, they had some great stops, I thought, in the second half, or the second part of that first quarter or first half. And you would expect they're looking for that. And offensively, get back on track. They've had some good runnings. Chacon's a guy, I think, that really kind of led the charge. We'll see if they can feed the machine, let him get back down the field.
Well, as you mentioned, the Jackets do get the ball to start the second half, and hopefully they'll have an opportunity to implement some of those adjustments that Coach Belshie wants to make with his offense. We have a lot more for you here tonight in the second half. I hope to have some more scoring updates. A lot of great high school football around the league. Don't forget, if you're at home or you're driving the car and you want to watch it live, go to iTalk 106.7. You get an opportunity to see the live action here. You get to I guess hear some audio from us as well, but more importantly, get to watch these guys get things going here on the on TV. We're not real big up here in the White Mountains, but we would like to celebrate our football, and so we thank again City 4 for making that a possibility for these high school kids. Well, that's going to do it here on our halftime show. Once again, our score 6-6. The Jackets and the Bulldogs all tied up. When we return, second half action for you right here on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. Yes, we'll do a 30, just a 30.
In your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
You ready for some baseball trivia?
Stadium, as the teams are set for action here in the second half. Our score, Winslow Bulldogs 6, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets 6, as both teams have been able to get into the end zone once and failed on their point after conversions. And we'll get set for action here. The Bulldogs will be kicking and the Jackets receiving, moving left to right on your radio dial.
back to the receiver. Looks like, did you mention that? It's
I did not. Looks like
Josh McCray
and Blaine Hebuck.
California transfer, I think, came back in the spring of last year.
Oh, yeah, don't know that young man. And Chacon will do the kicking off for the Bulldogs. Has it teed up at the 40-yard line. Official signal, we are ready for play. And there's the kick. It's a high end over end kick. Fielded. Oh, no, Tristan Johnson has to finally fall on it at the 25. I'm not sure if he thought it was like a punt, but and he knows it now.
I tell you what, he was the only one there. 3 defenders for the Winslow Bulldogs there to cover. So good job by Tristan Johnson covering it at the last second.
So on 1st and 10. Spencer Hall getting final instructions from Coach Belshie as they're missing a player. Boy, that'd be horrible to have to call a timeout on the first play from scrimmage in the third quarter. Zach Hay in, the last man in for the Yellow Jackets. As Hall under center sends a man in motion. That's Tenejith. Pitches it to Miles. Miles cuts inside, but not much doing there as he gets up to the 25-yard line. Able to pick up maybe a half a yard.
You know, Avalar, again, from that outside end position or linebacker position, does a nice job really coming up. Trey Tenejith manages to get a piece of him, but really broke up that play. Had to make Miles cut or change direction, cut it last second, and again, just got back to the line of scrimmage.
So 2nd down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Nick Baker, the center for the Jackets. As Hall goes under center, 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. 1 man behind him as Hall looks to throw. He's rolling right, had a man, but now has to just throw it out of bounds onto the track, and we have a penalty flag flying. And are they going to call intentional grounding? I can't believe they
I don't think they will. They had a receiver over there. You know, he again was outside the pocket, threw it over
way
outside
the pocket. They are calling intentional grounding. And he had Tenejith open here on the out pattern for just a moment.
Yeah, but I think you really got to give credit to the defense. Again, pressure made that time as he went to shift and bounce outside. He quit looking at Tenejith as he was trying to move around. And when he did that, that's right when Jared broke and was open. And by the time he got back around, Tenejith was kind of covered again. It was a good decision on his part not to make the throw, as try to force it.
And that's a 15-yard penalty and loss of down. Wow, 3rd down and 25, a big blow for the Yellow Jackets. And I don't know if Punt Cooley was able to hear the explanation, but I think he said in high school football there's no such thing as out of the pocket.
Well, yeah, but I think regardless, it doesn't matter. You did have a receiver in the vicinity. It's hard to say that.
He threw it on the track is the problem.
I think in high school football you can make bad throws. We've seen lots of quarterbacks do it. So now you're going to make decisions on whether or not he was intentionally throwing to him.
On 3rd down, the Jackets try to throw a little screen pass into the flat, intended for Nate Miles, but that falls incomplete again. So again, Spencer Hall having a hard time finding receivers, and the Jackets forced to punt on 4th down and 25.
You know, unfortunately for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, I guess the upside, they got 20 yards. The bad side is it was a minus 20.
Yeah.
For the Winslow Bulldogs defensively, couldn't be happier with this first series.
Hall stands 2 yards deep into his end zone. Low snap, and it's fumbled. Here comes the pressure. Oh, and Hall does a great job of getting that one away. It lands at the 30, at the 40, at the 45, and it will finally be down there by Nate Miles. And wow, a huge break for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. But the Bulldogs will start with excellent field position. Just a minute gone by in this third quarter.
I tell you what, you would say excellent field position, but I can't help but think the Yellow Jackets are thrilled that they're out on their 45.
So on the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. And we'll see if they can do a better job of executing the adjustments of halftime as they send Maddox wide right, another receiver left, bring Chacon in motion. He fakes the snap, and Brown has it inside, escapes a tackler at the line of scrimmage. And Brown gets out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 5 yards. Miles in there on the tackle for the Jackets, but credit Brown for some hard running.
Just a nice little power move up the inside for the Winslow Bulldogs. And again, a very physical play that time. You see that. Winslow Bulldogs just matching up big on big, attacking inside. And they've got big running backs that are hard to bring down.
On 2nd down and 5. Send a man in motion. I-backs behind Cade. Give to the deep man. That's Chacon. He's got a lot of room. He's at the 35, the 30. Hall comes up and makes a good tackle as Chacon had a huge hole. But that's good enough for Lacey Weeks at Supreme Lending. First down for the Bulldogs at the Yellow Jacket 30-yard line.
Good job by the Bulldogs that time, getting out, really tying up the linebackers, and that quick blast up the left side. And as you mentioned, Chacon, if it hadn't been for that good tackle by Spencer Hall, could have been some major yards.
Dallas Jones, the wide man for the Bulldogs, but we got a lot of movement, and it's going to be offsides against the Yellow Jackets. They're trying to say they were drawing offsides, but Nelson, the nose guard for the Jackets, the first man to cross into that neutral zone. So it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Bulldogs at the Jacket 25-yard line. Cake takes a snap, give to Chacon. He's hit immediately. As good penetration that time on the outside by Rangel, and he stops Chacon for a 1-yard gain. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 4 for Winslow.
Again, Rangel coming in from the far side, just really dropping down, does a nice job wrapping up and hangs on, brings him to the ground.
So we haven't seen the we saw the Jackets come out and try to throw the ball. The Bulldogs keeping it on the ground here as they go with the I-backs. Chacon is the deep man. Now bring Brown into the backfield, but give to Chacon. He's hit at the line of scrimmage, but does fall forward. Rangel and Munoz are in there on the tackle for the Jackets, but he does have got another yard on the gain. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3.
And really you see the front kind of collapse a little bit, but most of the tackles coming from the outside. Good play by their outside linebackers, really crashing. We'll see if Winslow responds to that, though, tries to pull it and catch him coming in hard, gets outside.
Again, I-backs. And Cake's looking to throw. Rolling left, now taking some pressure. Now has room to run. He's inside the 25. He's at the 20 and finally brought down at the 15-yard line, but not before he has a Mountain Comfort heating and cooling. First down for the Winslow Bulldogs, 10 yards on the run.
Cake a little slow in getting up, it looks like.
Looks like he's got some cramps out there. Nick Jones on the tackle for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. But again, we've seen the Jackets not be able to contain Cake. He's been able to escape a few times, as they will have a officials timeout to stretch out the calf, it looks like, the cramp for the Winslow Bulldog quarterback, Tress Cake.
Seems to be a discussion going on. The coaches really want to take advantage of every opportunity to talk to their team. Coach Little goes out to his huddle. They kick him out of there. The Yellow Jacket coach is trying to get to their players as well. Again, on an injury timeout, you cannot talk to your players. You can't go into the huddle. It's not like a regular timeout. And they want to keep this thing moving. Good to see Cake get back up as he's going to run to the sideline.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he's got to come out for a play. So we'll see who's
looks like it's number 8.
The back of that's Maddox.
Number 6.
Ray Velez will come in and play quarterback. I-backs behind him, sends Brown in motion. Pitch it to Brown, he's the deep man. Gets to the outside, has a man to beat out there, and coming up to make the tackle, Miles holds on as Brown does get back to the line of scrimmage and picks up 1 positive yard. Going to bring up 2nd down and 9.
Nick Jones as well comes up from that safety spot. Does a nice job on the stop as well.
So slowly but surely, the Winslow Bulldogs are marching down the field. They started at the Jacket 45-yard line, now have it at the 15, and are trying to put some more points on the board. 7 minutes, 53 seconds to go here in the third.
Actually, correction, that might have been Timmy Entrican, I think, that went over there and made the stop.
Velez is going to stay in at quarterback. I-backs behind him. Pitch it to the deep man. That's Chacon. Here comes some pressure, and we got a great move by Chacon to the outside. He's at the 5, trying to get to the end zone. London in there on the tackle, But they definitely caught, I believe, Akeem Foster get caught for a hold there, as somebody was going to be able to make a play on Chacon in the backfield, but he was held, and that allowed Chacon to get to the outside.
And thank goodness, big sigh of relief. Nice job by Chacon that time, getting all the way down inside the 5-yard line. Finally brought down by Coy London, who comes from the far side again. But
Coach Girardi, he's trying to get into the huddle every play, as he's trying to make sure he's getting as much communication as you mentioned, Bill. And that 10-yard penalty really going to hurt the Bulldogs. It's from the spot of the foul, so it's the equivalent of a 15-yard penalty as it's back to the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and 25 from the Blue Ridge 30. Velez going to stay in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Jones wide left. I-backs behind him. Going to look to throw. Velez, here comes the pressure. Try to get away. He does. He gets away from Tenejith. Now gets a big block to the outside. Still fun looking to get around the end. I believe that was Timmy Entrick in there. And now
they're going to call it again. It's going to be a loss of down, it looks like. And you can hear their coaches.
They're going to
intentional grounding.
Velez could be whistled here for an intentional grounding. They're going to have to interpret, I guess, whether or not there was a receiver in the vicinity, as Entrick put good heat and brought down Velez as he was rolling.
He's waving off the flag.
They're waving off the intentional grounding flag. That's going to be incomplete.
If it doesn't make it to the track,
it's all about the track.
It's the track is the official.
I mean, the nearest receiver was the flag corps, I think, for. And so, third down and 25 coming up for Winslow. As you can see, Coach Belshie, he's out there on the 40-yard line trying to find out why one was called intentional grounding and one was not.
And we seem to think it's the track. I think the track seems to be the official.
There's obviously a limit to the crappiness of the pass.
Absolutely.
If it goes onto the track, you can say crap on the radio. I don't think that's on the list of FCC words.
Yep.
Third down and 25. Now Cake back in at quarterback. Ooh, we had motion. No penalty. Cake's looking to pass. Looking deep. Down the middle. He's got a man at Chacon, and it is incomplete. Chacon had it for a minute, but Nate Miles came in and took it away. And that would have been a big play for the Winslow Bulldogs. Instead, it'll be fourth down.
Holy smokes. I'll tell you what.
And we had motion and everything that didn't get called, and they ran into his backs.
This is early season at its best, and again, two teams playing hard, not necessarily playing well at times, but a great job by Miles.
Coach Girardi way out there, almost inside the numbers. I can't believe they haven't said anything to him yet, as he is way out there. It's going to bring up fourth down. Bulldogs probably can't kick a field goal here, so they're going to go for it on fourth down and 25. Got a lot of help coaching from the stands, is telling them all kinds of things to look out for. And now Coach Girardi's going to get whistled. He's spending way too much time. Or is it delay a game? Yep, delay a game.
I tell you what, they don't waste any time either, really telling you what it is. They just mark it off and no talking about it, no discussion.
Isn't delay a game this?
Let's keep this thing moving.
Yeah, I was a little thrown off by the signal. I don't know, this is like a timeout or something, but this is delay a game. But nonetheless, going to bring up fourth down and 30 now for the Winslow Bulldogs. Maybe just getting some room to punt it. Nope, Cake's going to go under center. I bet one man behind him, that's Chacon. Looking to throw it. He's going to throw the fade. He's got a man open. Oh, and they just missed. I don't know how you could play coverage like that and let a man get by you. Intended for Marquez. He could not come up with it. It's Hebeck on the coverage.
But it was there, and again, luckily the ball thrown to the outside shoulder went out of bounds. Couldn't make the play on it. Yellow Jackets going to end up with pretty decent field position.
I got tripped.
Is
all the way out at their 35.
The Jackets do take over on downs at the 35-yard line. So as you mentioned, Bill, a reversal of fortunes here as the Jackets have good field position. They send McCray wide left, Tenejith wide right. Hall under center, giving to the deep man. That's Miles. He bounces to the outside. He's got room at the 40, now back to the inside at the 50, and finally brought down there by Dallas Jones of the Bulldogs, but good enough for Lacey Weeks at Supreme Lending. First down for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice job by Nate Miles. Again, few key blocks. Looks like he had a nice little space there on that cut, and then just works his blocks, gets all the way down into just shy of midfield. Looks like about the 49, but one of the better runs we've seen so far tonight.
And great vision that time by Miles, as this time the Jackets flop the formation. Offset backs now behind Hall. That's still Miles and Tenejith, I believe. Hall takes a snap. Busted play. Hall's going to try to get to the outside, and he cannot do so, as he is brought down by the Winslow Bulldogs. Cody Runyon.
Well, good pressure by Cody Runyon. He didn't bring him in, but he penetrated, did a nice job really breaking that thing up, made Spencer Hall make a cut, and ended up losing ground and lost about half a yard.
So a little confusion in the backfield that time for the Yellow Jackets. Cost them half a yard. It's going to bring up second down and 10. Again, McCray wide left. Tenejith here to the near sideline. Hall takes a snap. Pitches it to Miles. Miles trying to get a block. He's at the 50. He's at the 40, but they're going to call a hold. That penalty flag coming all the way from the 25-yard line. McCray's going to get a whistle for the holding.
I think it was a block in the back. I think it was a bad call. Holding.
I think it was a bad call myself. But nonetheless, it's going to cost the Jackets 10 more yards. It's going to bring up second down and 20 if the Bulldogs accept.
Well, it's early season for the officiating as well, maybe.
This is where we need the instant replay. Well, maybe Ron Evernham can get on that.
You know, Ron can do a lot of things. I think I don't doubt Ron could do it. I think the only thing he can't do is go along here.
So it's going to take the ball all the way back to the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line. Negate that run by Miles. Jackets will have it there, second down and 20.
Both offenses really struggling, going in the wrong direction here in the second half. We'll see what the Yellow Jackets can do back out to their own 40.
Three receivers to the far side as Hall looking to throw. Now it's a screen pass to Miles. And guess what? Nothing doing. It's Hardy right there to blow that up. Excuse me. That is number 58, Sheldon Smith for the Bulldogs, blowing that one up. Miles, nothing on the gain. As a matter of fact, loses 3 yards.
I tell you what, the eye in the sky don't lie, and that's something you don't want to see on film day. Two offensive linemen standing there as he got through to make that stop. And that's a tough pill to swallow, but you got to fix those mistakes. You want to set up a screen. You got blockers there, but you got to block.
Third down and 23 for the Yellow Jackets. They send three receivers left, one here to the near sideline. That's Padilla, the tight end. Hall's in shotgun. Looking to throw. He's going to roll left. Getting in some pressure. Has to step up. Now evades some more pressure. Looking. Nothing doing. Still looking. Finally throws it and finds Miles. He's at the 50. Trying to get to the first down marker, but he's slammed down out of bounds in Bulldog territory, but far shy of the first down at the 47-yard line. But good for a 16-yard pass completion, one of the best for Hall tonight.
I tell you what, Miles almost looked like a boxer that time as he's jabbing, going forward, dropping back. The Winslow Bulldog defenders just standing there, kind of figuring out what he's going to do.
What are we going to do?
They're exhausted. An outstanding job by Spencer Hall to keep that thing alive. And Miles, again, bounces out, puts a nice throw on it. And then Miles, manages to do a great job getting those yards, which makes a huge difference on this punt.
It will make a difference in field position. Hall back to punt it away. He gets it off. It's an end-over-end punt that takes Chacon down to his 10. He's going to try to pick it up there. He does. He's at the 10. Missed tackles there at the 15. He's got room at the 20. He's at the 30. He's going to go. C.J. Chacon at the 10-yard line, a 90-yard punt return. Touchdown, Bulldogs. Huge play for Winslow.
My gosh.
No penalties?
That's one you'd love to have back. You can see some guys hobbling off the field, but I tell you what, that's one that you'd love to see again. What a job by Chacon as he ended up breaking a few blocks or tackles, or made a nice couple cuts, and then it was just off to the races down in front of his own sideline.
Well, and showing a lot of confidence and bravery, picking that ball up off the ground
on his own 5. Yeah.
And he had guys on him, and he picked it up and made two guys miss right away, and then he was off to the races. Nobody back to protect him. The only guy back, I believe, was a lineman, and he wasn't going to track down Chacon as he had a full head of steam. The Bulldogs now lead the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets 12-6 with 4 minutes and 46 seconds to go here in the third.
Little gut check going on right now, and you can see it's a game of momentum. We talked about it earlier. 4:46 left here in the third quarter.
So the Bulldogs going to try to go for two. Cake attending a pass for Maddox, and it falls incomplete. So our score remains 12-6. And after all of that action, we will take a break and step away. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money?
Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium, where the Winslow Bulldogs have taken a third quarter lead over the Yellow Jackets, 12-6 on a 92-yard punt return by C.J. Chacon. And now Foster set to kick off. It's a short end-over-end kick that hits Hebuk in the leg, and he comes up hobbling after that one. I believe Tristan Johnson falls on that for the Yellow Jackets to preserve the possession. The Jackets will have decent field position at the 24-yard line, where they will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, right now it's a little bit of gut check and regroup time for the Yellow Jackets. Nice job by the Winslow Bulldogs on that gutsy return, as you mentioned. And now with the lead, again, confidence goes up. Yellow Jackets got to come back here, and they've got a little bit less than a quarter and a half to do it.
Looks like a lot of guys starting to limp around for the Yellow Jackets as well as they go offset. Backs behind Hall. He takes the snap. He's looking to throw a quick one to Chet Tennergis. Complete across the 30 to the 35. He falls forward. Foster in there on the tackle along with Velez for the Bulldogs, but a good enough for a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Nice job that time. Just a quick slant inside. Spencer Hall puts it right where it needed to be. Nice job for the Yellow Jackets. And as you mentioned, a quick first down.
11 yards on the completion. Jackets go with the same formation. Looks like Hall's going to go to the air as he takes the snap, looking again, trying to escape would-be rushers, turns, throws, and he's going to get another intentional grounding. Yep, he did. He is going to get an intentional grounding call. I think there was a receiver in the area, but threw it too far out of bounds. Threw it right into the sideline this time, so it's not a track call.
It's not. It's got to be the pit. So I guess the long jump pit. If you
maybe it's the long jump pit. You got to get it inside the long jump pit. They are going to say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, but it is an incomplete pass. 1st and 10. Excuse me, 2nd down and 10. For the Yellow Jackets. At the 35-yard line. Bulldog defenders playing deep as they're expecting pass out of the Yellow Jackets as they send Tennergis wide left, McCray wide right. Hall takes a snap, rolls to his left, looking deep, now throws it back, and it's picked off by Akeem Foster. At the 45-yard line, he's tripped up at the 40, but a huge turnover for the Bulldogs. Intercepted. The Bulldogs turn away the Jackets here on 2nd down. They will take over 1st and 10 in Jacket territory at the 40-yard line.
Dominic West in on the stop. Again, not a guy, an offensive lineman. You don't want to have to make a stop, but you see Cake on the ground now, but little touch pass that time by Spencer Hall, just trying to get the ball to Adam Padilla. Nice job, I think, by Chacon stepping inside. Foster, I'm sorry. Really was on the inside. If he'd gotten a little more air into it, throwing it over him, it looked like Adam Padilla was open. But again, just a nice play by Foster. And again, another turnover for the Yellow Jackets, kind of a opposite of what they did in the first half.
Padilla is 6'3". just didn't quite throw it up high enough. I believe Cake is again suffering from cramps, but he's going to have to come out for play. They're going to go ahead and let the players have water right here as they work on Cake's leg. And a lot of players on the Yellow Jacket sideline limping around down there. And we might go down to our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley, and see if he has any more information on some of those injuries. Punt?
Okay, Mike. Well, we did see on that long punt return Zach Hay for the Jackets. He looks like he has an injured knee. But as you said, there's a lot of guys limping on the sideline. And another thing to note, Mike, you know, these players on this Blue Ridge side, I mean, they're cheering their guys on, but it's definitely a little bit quieter now than it was in that first half.
Well, thank you very much, Punt, and things have definitely not gone the Jackets' way here in the second half. They trail the Winslow Bulldogs 12-6 as Cake is finally off the field, and we are ready to resume play. Again, the Bulldogs will have it 1st and 10 here with 4 minutes and 9 seconds to go in the third. They lead the Jackets 12-6, and we saw the Jackets go to the air here on their second possession of the second half. Got to believe the Bulldogs going to keep it on the ground and let that clock run.
Well, absolutely. You know, they had success on the ground, and again, Yellow Jackets need to come up with a stop here. Confidence building for this Winslow Bulldog offense.
Velez takes the snap, gives it to Chacon. He's got room up the middle and is finally tripped up by Hall. Entrick in there to also make sure he doesn't go any farther, but not before Chacon has another 6 yards added to his total on the night, and it's going to bring up 2nd down and 4.
And again, you're really seeing some good blocking by the Winslow Bulldogs, getting out front that line, lead back, doing a nice job just creating space. And the Yellow Jackets struggling a little bit defensively now.
Chacon has 55 yards on 10 carries. Velez takes a step, give it to the first man, that's Foster, Nick Jones, but he just drugged Nick Jones about 6 yards on that play as Foster racks up 10 and a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling 1st down for the Bulldogs at the Yellow Jacket 25. Not much you can say about that. Just a lot of raw power by Foster.
I tell you what, they're just lining up big on big and just staying within the tackles and challenging that Blue Ridge defense to make a stop. Nice job by this Winslow Bulldog offense.
Velez gives it to Foster again, the first man through. He's got another 6 yards up to the Yellow Jacket 20-yard line. They're going to say just 5 yards. His knee might have been down back a little bit, so 5 yards. And Rangel and Jones in there on the tackle. Some young guys in there making big tackles for the Yellow Jackets. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5 for Winslow.
I tell you what, 5 yards a chunk, though. Offense is working. Stay with what's getting you there.
Velez under center, give to Brown this time. He's trying to bounce to the outside. Cannot do so. This time the Jackets right there. First man through was Tristan Johnson. And then the rest of the Yellow Jacket linebacker crew came in and cleaned him up. Going to drop him for a loss of 2. Going to bring up just 1. Going to bring up 3rd down and 5.
And again, I think anytime you have to bounce, they do a nice job. The Yellow Jackets stuffing the inside. You're not going to get yards anytime you make them go east-west. It's the north-south, and these running backs like to run north-south. Yellow Jackets doing a nice job stuffing it. When he bounces, it gives a chance for the defense to recover and stop.
Big 3rd down play here for the Bulldogs. Velez looking to throw. Lots of pressure coming, and he's hit as he throws. Tristan Johnson came through and leveled Velez, but Johnson, the one coming up injured. Pass intended for Akeem Foster, but well overthrown. It's going to bring up 4th down and 5. I would imagine the Bulldogs going to go for it here this deep into Jacket territory.
Absolutely. I'm more concerned with Tristan Johnson for the Yellow Jackets. You can see he's in a lot of pain. Hurt last week. He's trying to get his arm right. Hopefully he can come back here. He's still bent over. We'll see what happens.
He's not looking like he's coming out, but he maybe should have.
Well, that's the bad thing. When you have to leave a guy out there that's in pain like that, you'd like to bring somebody else in.
So we have motion. Velez stays in there at quarterback. Cake's still trying to work out those cramps on the far sideline. And we got offsides against the Yellow Jackets, and that's going to bring up 4th and 1.
Now it's 4th and inches, I think.
Could change the play call by Coach Little here. Offsides. That didn't even look like they had a chance to get set, and that flag was thrown. But nonetheless, 4th and 1 for the Winslow Bulldogs. Velez going to stay in there at quarterback for the Bulldogs. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Bulldogs trying to add to their lead. They lead 12-6. Send a man wide here the near side. Eye back behind Velez, and he gets pushed from behind. He easily gets the first down. Across the 15 to the 14-yard line. This time in Mountain Comfort. Heating and cooling, first down for the new quarterback, Ray Velez.
Looks like they're going to stay with Ray Velez.
Yeah, he's been doing a decent job. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs. As they break the huddle, they send Jones wide left. 2 receivers right now, bring that man in motion, give it to him. On the end around, that's Chacon. Takes on 1 tackler, escapes that tackle, now a second, and is finally brought down by Jones and Coy London for the Yellow Jackets. But not before he picks up another 5 yards, going to bring up 2nd down and 5. Tristan Johnson can't make the tackle, so they're going to replace one injured player with another and bring in Trey Tanajeff to take Tristan Johnson's spot.
Little beat up, again, you look at the teams they've played, a couple of good, big quality teams with Sarita and Prescott, and just haven't quite recovered yet.
2nd down and 5 for the Jackets. Velez stays in their quarterback. He's got Foster behind him. Brings a man in motion, fake to him. Give it to Foster on the end around. Tries to cut inside the 5. Can't get to the end zone though. London in there on the tackle for the Yellow Jackets, taking Foster down low. Good idea there. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 1 as Foster picked up 4.
Bit of misdirection that time. Nice job by the quarterback. Velez fakes the counter, and then with the toss out the outside, out the right side. And again, the Yellow Jackets kind of recover just in time to stop him shy of the first and goal, but only by inches.
Yep, just got a little bit to go. Jones, the deep man, in eye backs for the Bulldogs, but Velez is going to keep it. And a great line surge as Velez has enough for the first down. A 3-yard pickup on the play. Going to bring up 1st and goal to goal from the 2. Bulldogs just inching their way towards that end zone.
Painfully, you can hear it quiet here on the Blue Ridge side of the field. Under 20 seconds now as the clock's winding down. They're going to let it run down at the end. Looks like somebody stopped the clock.
They didn't want the quarter to end, but it is going to end. That's the end of 3. The Bulldogs on top of the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets 12-6, but they're knocking on the door for 6 more. Our 4th and final when we come back right after this on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
All right, you ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
This is my town.
Jacket Stadium. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets trail the Winslow Bulldogs 12-6 and have a definite challenge facing them as the Bulldogs have it 1st and goal to goal at the Yellow Jacket 2. Bring in some more size to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
Well, again, it's just going to be big on big. This whole drive, Winslow Bulldogs keeping it pretty much their success inside the tackles as they load up on the edges.
Velez going to keep it himself, and he's into the end zone on that big left side from 2 yards out. Ray Velez, the backup quarterback for the Bulldogs, goes in for a touchdown. 4 seconds into the 4th quarter. The Bulldogs score, and they now lead it 18-6. And while the Bulldogs go for this PAT, let's go back to the studio. Well, I take that back. We're going to go back to the studio and get some scores for you here right after this point after try. So don't go away. Get a chance to give you all that. All the action from around the state. Velez going to stay in. Foster slips on the two-point conversion. He is tackled, and that fails. And so that will keep the score 18-6. And now let's go back to the studio and check in with Royce Kincannon with a scoring update. Royce?
Well, that's nice.
Go, hold it down for the yellow ball, y'all.
You're back. Back at Stadium is a King Foster. Kicks it off and kicks it out of bounds. So the Jackets have 12 minutes to try to get back into this ball game. They trail the Winslow Bulldogs 6-18. As PAT's special teams has not been very pretty so far here tonight. In the punting, kicking, the lone bright spot, a 90-yard punt return for the Winslow Bulldogs. The Jackets will take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. The Bulldogs have a lot of momentum on their side right now. Hall under center, looking to the pass, has some time, throws it, and it's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Incomplete, going to bring up 2nd down.
Little spread formation that time as they went doubles. The Yellow Jackets, Spencer Halsey stepped up. You know, not bad blocking, but again, good defensive lineman. When he goes to throw, they're going to get up in the air, block this throw. And again, the Yellow Jackets now looking at a 2nd and 10. But 11:52, you know, you can feel the anxiety building a little bit. You know, so the Yellow Jackets wanting to keep their defense off the field, willing to keep the drive alive.
Same formation for Blue Ridge. Hall, back 7-step drop, looking over the middle, has a man. It's complete to Tenzis. He's at the 50. Runs him out of bounds at the Bulldogs 45-yard line. Hey, Mountain Comfort, heating and cooling, 1st down, a 20-yard pass completion from Hall.
Great job by the line that time, I thought, given lots of time, and good composure by Spencer Hall. He's had lots of pressure all night long, still manages to sit in the pocket and wait for Tennessee to clear as he comes across on a drag route.
Excuse me, that ball was spotted at the 46-yard line of Winslow. Jackets, 2 receivers here to the near side. Tennessee, the lone man to the right, but they give it to Miles. Miles can't get to the back of the line of scrimmage as he is brought down by Foster, and in there also on the stop, Julian Avalar. It's going to be a loss of 4 on the play. Back to midfield, 2nd down and 14 for Blue Ridge.
And again, the Bulldogs, just great penetration defensively that time, answering the call, and Miles couldn't get anything started as he just manages to hang on and only lose 5.
Don't forget to stick around for our post-game wrap-up show where we will announce the Indian Pine Restaurant Player of the Game. Thank you to our sponsors, Indian Pine Restaurant, Sunrise Ski Resort. Jackets, 2 receivers either side. Miles, a lone step back behind Hall. He's getting pressure and throws it to Miles. Miles makes a man miss, gets back to the line of scrimmage. So a good job by Hall as Maddox was putting a lot of pressure, getting it to Miles in order to pick up 1 actually and make it a 3rd down and 13.
Absolutely. You know, it's good to see Zach Haig back out there for the Yellow Jackets. But again, this line play, that screen, you know, Spencer Hall held it as long as he could. But defensively, the Bulldogs doing a nice job reading it, waiting out in the flat. Over on the far side, they come up and make a solid tackle.
3rd down at 13, 10 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the ball game. Jackets trail 18-6. Hall's in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. Looking to throw, getting pressure again by Avalar. Hall's going to keep it now and cuts it up inside, and he is just ran over by Foster. Foster puts it down, helps him up. Hall picks up 2, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They're sending all their linebackers too. Winslow is.
Winslow just bringing the house every time because it's obvious the Jackets are in the pass mode.
Well, it's 7-on-6, because Blue Ridge going to that spread. They've only got one back in the backfield. So, again, it's a matter of numbers. Those 7 for the Winslow Bulldogs, somebody's going to get through. And that time Foster does a great job finishing.
Jackets are going for it here on 4th down. They send 2 receivers left, tight ends on that side, 1 receiver to the right. Low snap. Hall can't get it, and the Bulldogs recover the fumble at the 41-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Huge breakdown as neither Hall nor Miles wanted to get it. The Bulldogs take over on the fumble deep into Jacket territory.
Well, when it goes south, right now it's going south for the Yellow Jackets. Struggling a little bit. That time on the snap.
They're using their backup center because Baker's hurt.
Spencer Hall couldn't come up with it again. Baker, the normal center, Nick Baker's hurt on that. Got hurt earlier, so they've got their backup center in. But again, just a tough night right now here in the second half for the Yellow Jackets.
And here come the Bulldogs, not letting up with the pressure. Chacon straight up the middle, off left tackle at the 35. Tentative in there on the tackle. Velez stays in at quarterback for the Bulldogs, but a 4-yard pickup. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Good bit of running by Chacon that time, stopped by Coy London. And again, a tough runner, the guy to bring down.
The Jackets breathing heavily as they're trying to get some subs in there, keep guys fresh. As they're working another center now on the sideline of the Jackets.
You can see the Jackets switching it up a little bit, now playing a 4-3. See if that helps on the inside.
Give it to Foster. Oh, excuse me, that's Brown. As he picks up a hard 2 yards. The Bulldogs going with the I formation, giving it to the deep man. He gets Munoz in there on the tackle. Going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for Winslow.
And again, nice job by that Winslow Bulldog front, just trying to create a space. Chacon, a little bit harder guy to bring down, more north-south.
It seems like he gets to full speed real quick.
He's a downhill runner. That time it wasn't him. It was, I think, Foster, right?
Brown.
Brown, I'm sorry, but Brown not as hard to bring down. Chacon, it would have been interesting.
Avalar and Brown in the backfield by Velez. Velez looking to throw, rolling out, has Avalar. He's at the 20, has got it beat, and it's Tenajith takes him out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Good for Lacey Weeks. Supreme lending 1st down for the Bulldogs at the Jacket 10. Big pickup on that play as Velez showing a very capable replacement for Cake at the quarterback position.
Obviously, Velez doing a nice job steering the ship, but I will tell you that was a great fake, and that really the Blue Ridge defense bought on that. We've seen inside the tackle, dive, or I. That time pulls it. Nice job letting him clear and puts it right where it needed to be.
Velez has one man behind him, as now we got movement on the right side of the line for the Bulldogs. Their tackle on this near sideline and move. That's going to back them up 5 yards.
Looks like it's Gary Taha, right tackle for the Winslow Bulldogs. So with that, they're going to lose 5 yards. So it'll be 1st and 15.
Yep, 1st and goal to go.
First and goal from the 15.
They were just at the 10, so a bit of a bad break for the Bulldogs in that sense. They still have four plays, though, to try to get it in there. They break the huddle and leave Foster in the backfield. Chacon in the slot. He goes in motion across the formation. Fake it to him. Here's Velez on the rollout. He escapes a would-be tackler. Another one. Now he runs with it, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds by London. Back to the 10-yard line, the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. Velez, again, with a pretty good fake. Didn't fake everybody, but did evade the tackle in the backfield. Would have been dropped for a big loss.
Good job by Warren Glukish again, staying with it. Big fella on the far side managed to come back down and make the stop. Clay London as well, but you could see the fake. Blue Ridge really trying to be quick, go one way on that naked boot, comes back around to the near side, and again, just a good recovery, not giving up on it.
So interesting that Coach Little going to the air with 7 minutes, 53 seconds to go. One receiver right, one to the left, 3 backs in the backfield. Give it to Chacon. He was the deep man, and he's able to drive forward for about 2. Padilla comes up a little gimpy for the Yellow Jackets. So it's going to be up a third down and goal to go from the 8-yard line. Jackets may have an opportunity to hold. And we have a timeout as we have a injured player. That's Padilla. And they're going to make him come out of the game and get a substitution in for him. That's big number 74, Ryan Eccles.
Ryan Eccles going in.
He's played well tonight, as Eccles.
I tell you, Padilla not a guy you want to see come off, though. Again, not only a good defensive end, but also tight end.
And he is not seeing straight right now as he comes off the field. Jackets got to try to hold here on third down and goal to go from the 8. Maddox here to the near side. 3 backs in the backfield behind Velez. He fakes to him again. He's going to boot. He's out chasing Tedjith, and the pass is up, and it's knocked away, and almost still complete. But it does fall incomplete.
I tell you what a job it was that time.
Hebuck goes up and just tips it. Kind of mistimed the jump, but he got enough of it.
What a shot by Blaine, though. Blaine Hebuck out there, out on the edge. You know, you're on an island out there. You want to make the play. That time in the wide, in the corner, it would have been a score. And again, that's one of those where you kind of are saying a quick prayer afterwards.
Trey Tedjith put the pressure on, and the Bulldogs are going to call a timeout. We will take it with them. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
It's a low line drive kick. He's up across the 20. He's got the 25 hammered down at the 30.
Are you a sports fan and business owner? You don't want to pass this up. White Mountain Youth Productions brings you local high school sports produced by high school students.
Go deep, and it's caught. Unbelievable.
Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps us up and running and gets you noticed.
He'll gallop into the end zone.
Call 928-532-4160.
And that is a touchdown for Sholo.
Wrangle's
all the way back to the Jacket 25-yard line. They're giving him forward progress to the 22. That's a horrible call.
You're not going to do a play on words there? Come on, guys. Wrangle's in?
Yes, Wrangle does. Wrangle him. Punt Cooley, our sideline reporter. It's really not fair that those guys get to be in his ear so much, but
horrible placement that time.
Yeah, but the Jackets will take it. They take over on down.
Hey, an important stop. 7:15 left.
Still a 2-possession game.
It ain't over till the fat guy sings.
No comment. 1st and 10. Hall back in at quarterback in the shotgun. Nate Miles flanks his left. Hall's looking to throw. Gets it to Miles at the 20. Oh, he falls down as he was looking to make a move. Sheldon Smith was there to make the tackle, he's going to get credit for the tackle, but Miles just went down on his own there.
I tell you what, that's one you don't like. Miles a little bit unhappy with that. Again, a guy that can, when he's in the open space like that, not an easy guy to bring down. That time a hard cut, lost his footing, goes to the ground.
So they're going to give Miles 1 yard on the play. 2nd down and 9. Hall remains in the shotgun. 2 receivers either side. Looking left, throws. Complete to Meixler. Meixler at the 29-yard line and wrestled down there. Also by Smith, making another tackle. This time a pickup of 5 yards on the play. Going to bring up 3rd down and a long 4.
Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets really trying to spread the field. You saw that doubles on both sides. Meixler, the outside to this side, just does a nice little out, gets the ball, and again, just picking away at it, get what you can.
Meixler and McCray here on the near side. 2 receivers wide right as well. Hall in the shotgun, takes the snap. Dumps it to Miles, but he's got a lot of traffic in the backfield, and Avalar comes in and makes the tackle in the backfield. Hall had nothing going there, had to dump it to Miles, but it's going to end up in a loss of 8 on the play. Going to bring up 4th down and 13.
The line's really got its work cut out for it. Again, the defensive front for the Bulldogs teeing off, they show a lot of quickness. It is hard for an offensive lineman to hold them from that. And again, right now you're seeing that. We saw some good stops earlier. That time, very porous on the front line. That pressure makes Hall dump it quick. And when they do that, the secondary or the second line for the defense gets.
So Tenejith will come back in as the Jackets are looking to punt.
We'll see if they kick it to him or kick away. Again, we saw the return last time.
As Spencer Hall, low line drive punt, goes out of bounds again, and just not a very good punt. Going to be about a 25-yard punt on that
one.
About
a 20-yard
maybe
punt.
20, you're right. As the ball is going to be placed at the Yellow Jacket 40-yard line. Bulldogs will have it there, 1st and 10. We've played this entire quarter, Bill, on this half of the field. Not boding well for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets.
Really, it's not boding well. Defensively, again, Yellow Jackets spending a lot of time out on the field. Offensively, hard to sustain a drive. And this Winslow Bulldog team only building up more and more momentum, confidence.
Chacon motions in the backfield, but they give it to Jones. Jones has room up the middle. He's at the 30. Finally tackled there by Tristan Johnson. But 9-yard pickup on the play. That's going to be very close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot. And they're going to say he's just a hair short. Nope, they're going to give him a first down. A Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down for the Winslow Bulldogs on the 10-yard pickup by Brown.
Again, Brown, just that quick blast off the right side, challenging the right side of the Blue Ridge, left side of that Blue Ridge defense.
Foster, he gets it. And he makes a man move. Excuse me, that's Avalar, and he is up the middle. And it is Nakeem Foster. Touchdown, Winslow Bulldogs from 30 yards out. Foster, the first man through in a huge hole, made a man miss about 5 yards into the secondary, and then he was off to the races.
And you can see the air, the air coming out of the bag right now. Again, Yellow Jackets defense wearing down, and really the Winslow Bulldog offense just getting stronger. Nice job as they attack that right side and go right up the middle.
4 minutes and 35 seconds to go. And this extra point is not going to be any good because they had a guy coming on late. And they're going to have to re-kick this from 5 yards farther back. Chacon will re-tee it. Again, 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the game. Some of the Blue Ridge faithful making their way towards the exits as the Jackets now trail 24-6. And a lot of offensive problems for the Jackets. Couple of turnovers in the second half. Only been able to score one touchdown every game, Bill. And something that they're going to have to answer here soon. Chacon gets another one. And we got a flag. I believe they had a running into the placeholder.
Well, Ryan Eccles gave pressure from the far side. Did a great job. Looked like he was going to get a piece of it.
Well, they're going to call off that penalty, but the PAT is good. The Jackets trail the Winslow Bulldogs 25-6. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. We'll be right back. In the final moments of our Friday night football game, 4 minutes and 35 seconds, the Bulldogs kick it off, and it goes out of bounds. Hakeem Foster kicking off, and the Jackets will get it again at their 35-yard line. The Jackets down to their backup tight end and their backup center. Tristan Johnson banged up. Trey Tenejith banged up. Spencer Hall going to stay in at quarterback and try to make something happen as Nick Jones comes limping off the field. So on 1st and 10, the Jackets send 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Hall in the center, in the shotgun, takes the snap, Looking to pass, goes over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Pass intended for Meixler, but Foster right there on the coverage. It almost had a pick off. It's going to fall incomplete. Looked like Coy London might have been open down the far side of the field.
Getting in for a little bit of tight end action, but again, pressure. Luckily that ball fell short defensively. A couple Bulldogs right there could have made a play on him.
We got a timeout for the Yellow Jackets. We'll keep it here. 4 minutes and 29 seconds. I believe Blue Ridge has one more timeout. Maybe they have two. This might be their first one of their quarter. And not much going the way of the Yellow Jackets here in the second half, Bill. You'd have to give the battle of adjustments to the Winslow Bulldogs.
Well, absolutely. You know what? Right now, Coach Little got to be feeling pretty good. It's been a long time since he's won, especially here at Blue Ridge. So, again, with only 2 victories, and I don't remember when Coach Little took over, but I think 2002, 2003, it looks like. He was
the defensive coordinator on those. He was the defensive coordinator on those teams.
But the last 3 years, shutouts pretty much for the Yellow Jackets. So, but Coach Little does a good job, and you can see he's got some young guys out there as well. Hard-hitting, hard-playing team, and again tonight, really doing a nice job especially here in the second half.
So after the timeout, the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets face a 2nd down and 10. Now they bring some added protection in for Halls. They have a back on either side, but now they motion Miles in motion, but the penalty is going to be an offsides. Somebody lined up offsides, and that's going to cost the Bulldogs 5 yards. I believe they're going to get their defensive end, number 55, Kevin Brown, just a sophomore, lined up in the neutral zone.
A little too excited.
So on 2nd down and 5, Hall's going to stay in shotgun, motion Miles out of the backfield. He'll join McCray. Hall takes the shotgun snap. Looking, has to escape pressure and cannot do so. Looked like Sonny Bigodi, first man there. Maddox there to help clean it up for the Bulldogs, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 13, a loss of 8 on the play.
And what could you say? Line play is the thing that makes it all work.
Yeah, a lot of pressure being put on by the Bulldogs. That time the Jackets trying to take advantage of the 2nd and 5 field position, try to go in something deep, but it just took too long.
Well, and it's not easy when this team's teeing off. I think to credit that Winslow Bulldog defense, their front doing a nice job getting off and really attacking.
Here goes Hall again out of the shotgun snap. Again stepping up, avoiding pressure. Throws the out pattern, but it's knocked down by Avalar. Intended for Tenejith. Wouldn't have been nearly enough for the 1st down. Falls incomplete. Stops the clock with 3 minutes and 36 seconds to go here in the ball game. Jackets are going to elect to punt this one away. As Spencer Hall stands at his 15-yard line and awaits the snap. 4th down and 13. Bulldogs will get the ball back one more time. There's the snap. Hall has it, kicks it. This time a much better punt. Over here to the near sideline, bounces at the 40, at the 35. The 34, McCray downs it there. Chacon looked like he was ready to pick it up and run with it, but luckily for the Jackets, that did not happen.
Well, that's almost one you want to say, hey, you want to pick it up, stand there and let him, see what he can do with it. But again, as you mentioned, an excellent field position and a wise decision by Chacon as he just stepped away from it. But again, Winslow Bulldogs really now just looking to run out the clock, or can just run out the clock, keep the ball on the ground, which, they've had some great drives this half, just inside the tackles.
Yeah, I'd imagine Coach Little will just run this out. Velez stays in there, quarterback Chacon motions in the backfield. He'll get the carry. He busts through the line, and almost gets out in the open field, but instead we have a tackle by Ryan Eccles. But Chacon does pick up 4 yards on 1st down. Going to bring up 2nd down and 6.
Good job by the Bulldogs again, getting 4 yards on that play, and the clock now getting down under 3 minutes to play. Our score 24-7 5-6, can't really
25-6, yes. The pole in Cockeyed Stadium kind of in the way. Ibach's behind Velez. He gives it to the man. That's Brown. He tries to get to the outside. Does turn the corner. Loses the ball. Just lost the ball of his own accord. Tackled by Miles. Is going to be very close to a first down. Knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. They're going to say he's a yard short, I think. It's going to bring up third down and less than a yard. Nope, they're going to measure. 2 minutes and 41 seconds, an official stoppage in play as they are going to bring the chains all the way from the other side of the field and measure this one.
Want to make sure they get it right.
Well, things I would think get a little bit easier for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets as we look at their schedules down the road. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets next week travel to Chin Lee. Then they have a bye. Then they play at Alchesay, and they will have to prepare for the Snowflake Lobos. And it is a Lacey Weeks at Supreme Lending first down for the Winslow Bulldogs. These Bulldogs next week will play host to the Round Valley Elks, and then they get the Snowflake Lobos, and that should be an interesting contest here in 2 weeks.
Well, a lot of changes going on. It's a bitter pill right now, especially for the Yellow Jackets, but it's a change that was going to happen. New coaching staff, new offense, semi-new defense, made some changes there, and really just trying to make some changes and get them worked in.
Velez takes a snap, gives it to the deep man. That's Chacon. He busts through the line as Hall comes up and makes the first contact, and Jones finishes him up, but not before another 11-yard pickup for Chacon and a Mountain Comfort Heating Cooling first down for the Winslow Bulldogs.
82 yards and 15 carries. Second half, really, Chacon stepping it up, doing a nice job. And again, we talked about it, kind of a north and south kind of runner, running downhill, picks up steam, gets speed quick, and then it just keeps on rolling.
Well, the Jackets have got to try to do a better job on that interior. This isn't a case where Coach Little's trying to run up the score. He's running it up the middle. Jackets not doing a very good job tackling. Ibach's behind Velez as we have a penalty, dead ball, false start. I believe we had some motion on the backfield against the Bulldogs. That'll back them up 5 yards. 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go in this one. Ball back at midfield for the Bulldogs. Velez got to continue to mention the job he's done for the injured Cake here in the second half. Has done a very good job as he breaks the huddle. Ibach's behind him. One receiver here to the near side. Velez takes a snap, give it to the deep man. That's Foster. Foster now changes direction. Try to get to the outside. Escapes the tacklers there at the line of scrimmage and gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Eccles in there on the tackle, but a pretty good pickup on the play of 5 yards for Foster. Going to bring up a third down and 10.
Well, Foster, again, had a couple shots taken on him, manages to keep his feet, gets the ball all the way out to the 45-yard line before he finally is brought down. But, could have been stopped a lot earlier. Just great effort by Foster.
Ibach's behind Velez. Takes a snap, give it to the deep man. That's Brown. Brown tries the left side. On the outside, he's got it there. Gets by one tackler. London in there on the tackle along with Tenegith. And I can't get the other player, but a 16-yard pickup on second down
also
by
Ryan
Jones,
Nelson
by
Brown. On the stop. Nice job by Ryan Nelson.
And that's going to be a first down, a Mountain Comfort Heating and Cooling first down for the Bulldogs. They've racked up a lot here in this second half.
Really seen their offense take a hold here and give credit to the front, big front, and also solid running backs. You look at Foster, a guy that's played as a freshman, but impressive night, as you mentioned earlier, by Chacon, really, who's going to punt the ball right now.
No, I think they're going to take a knee.
Take a knee and run the clock out.
Velez is going to take a knee and get the clock running. Chacon back there as a safety valve in the victory formation.
Nice job by B.J. Little, Coach Little. Again, doing a nice job, but quality coach that he is, he's just going to try to run the clock out as soon as he can.
So that was first down. Now we have second down and 11. They're going to snap at it with about a minute to go, and that should, they'll have to snap it one more time, and that should That should do it. 52 seconds. Velez takes the snap, takes the knee. And depending on how quickly the umpire sets the ball, they'll snap it one more time. And that'll do it. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets fall for their third loss in a row to the Winslow Bulldogs. Winslow Bulldogs haven't won here in a long time, but they will come away with the victory. And they will take one final snap. And that will do it. Our final score, 25-6 here from Yellow Jacket Stadium. The Bulldogs ruined the opening home game for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. And that's going to do it. When we come back, it'll be our post-game wrap-up show. We hope to have an interview with coaches, take a look at the final numbers and our final thoughts from this one here from Blue Ridge. You're listening to Sholo Ford's presentation of high school football on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Sholo.
You ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
This is my town.
Sholo is football and party town, especially when you show up at Sholo Ford's Great American Tailgate event. Even if you just got your license, show up for the lowest price.
The Yellow Jacket Stadium, and we have a chance to get an on-field interview with the winning coach of tonight's contest, B.J. Little. He's down there on the sideline with our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley. Punt.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. I am here with Coach Little. Coach Little, congratulations on the victory. We talked at halftime. We visited. You talked about, your line play and maybe being a little bit more explosive, and you did a great job of keeping that Blue Ridge defense on the field a lot in that second half, and maybe if you could just sum up your offensive play in that second half.
Well, thank you, sir. First of all, I just want to give glory and honor to God for allowing us to be out here to have an opportunity to coach this game. Second of all, you know what? It's only reason I'm standing on the sideline as a head coach is because members from this community have showed me the way, and instilled a lot of encouragement in me to take the helm and do something like this. So I just, we got Coach Merle, Coach London, Jeremy Hathcott. Those are all mentors to me, and I give them all the credit for any success I ever have on the football field. But you're right, our offensive line came out second half and really wanted to run the ball. That's what they were talking about, run the ball behind me. We have a few running backs, he said, Coach, you can hang your hat on me. And really that's what you want to look for. You want to look for people you can count on, people who want the ball down the stretch.
Very good. And another thing, it looked like Cake, your starting quarterback, maybe cramped up in that second half, and Velez came in, we thought did a very good job for you. How do you feel about his play tonight?
I just love Velez. Unfortunately he didn't play last year, but he came out this year, and we knew that Velez was just a very intelligent ball player. Whether it's baseball, basketball, football, we knew he just got a high sports IQ, and so when unfortunately when Cake went down with the severe cramps tonight, we thought Velez just went in and managed the huddle, took charge, and did a great job for us tonight.
Well, as usual, Coach, you have a very deep bench. You always have great athletes, and congratulations on the victory. It's been a while. No one's counting. We don't know how many years it's been, but you've got to be feeling good to finally turn the tide against the Jackets tonight.
Well, I will tell you, what I'm feeling good is about the kids come together at halftime, want the ball in their hand, want people to run behind you. That's a sign of character, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to instill, good character, great young men, and that's what we're trying to instill in our kids.
Well, you do a great job of it, Coach. Thank you for your time again.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Back to you, Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Pun, and thanks again to Coach Little for taking some time. His team, he's saying all the right things and doing all the right things, but you got to know inside he's feeling pretty good about what has happened here tonight, and his kids are over there celebrating. He's staying humble though, you like a class act like Coach BJ Little, but his team did come out and took care of things in the second half.
I think you're absolutely right. We talked about adjustments. Well, obviously, second half, I think kudos to Coach Little making some great adjustments. And part of it, offensively, they managed to reach out and really slow down the linebacker play. These guys trying to shoot the ball, trying to do a bunch of stuff. So kudos to Coach Little. I thought he did a great job. And also just guys making plays. You talk about some kids don't want the ball when it comes down to crunch time. Coach Little doing a great job, and some of his players really stepping up. Teams will crumble when you lose your starting quarterback for the Winslow Bulldogs. They just pick up more steam.
Well, and on the Blue Ridge side of the field, obviously a lot different emotion. We saw a lot of sophomores come in and play. Did the job that they could do, but one thing that Coach Little talked about in the interview, he talked about guys stepping up and wanting the responsibility, right? Run behind me, or Coach, give me the ball, take care of it. We didn't really see that leadership step up. Anybody on the Jacket side step up and be that leader for them?
Well, I tell you what, it's a tough play, and I think it's a tough learning curve. You've got some guys that are starting for the first time, as you mentioned, a lot of underclassmen playing in big roles, and that's a tough thing to ask. I will say that, when you're beat up, and again, I'm not trying to make excuses, but I think, it's hard when you're getting tired. You played a lot of plays, and when you look at the depth, it's maybe not the deepest team. They've got a lot of young guys working hard, playing hard, but, it's a learning curve for sure. Don't forget, again, this is a new coach, and Coach Belshey and his staff really trying to adjust the mindset. It's a different team entirely, different way of doing business, and that's something they're going to have to, kids are going to learn, coaches are going to learn. I will say this much, Blue Ridge was a state championship. Paul Morrow's first year, he won 3 games, and so it is a big learning curve, even for great coaches like Coach Morrow when he stepped in. And so Coach Belshey and his crew just got to stick they're doing some good things. We see it out there. You'll see flashes of what they can do. It's the consistency, play to play, and really got to get that offense dialed into where they can hold the ball a little bit longer defensively, spending way too much time out on the field.
Absolutely. Thanks for that insight, Bill, and thanks again for those interviews from Punt Cooley. And we're going to take a quick break here on the post-game wrap-up show. When we come back, we're going to talk about the number, look inside the numbers, and also announce our Indian Pine Restaurant Player of the Game, and take a look at what we have in store for you next week here on iTalk 106.7 and on the web at iTalk1067.com. We'll be right back.
Remodeling your home? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need new shingles? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Building a new deck? Want to save money? Go to Case Supply. Need siding? Want to save money? Yep, Case Supply saves you money on siding too. Case Supply has the best prices and the best selection on roofing, siding, decking, windows, and doors. Even better than the big box stores. So the next time you want to save money, see Case Supply in Taylor, Pine Top, and now across from the Dairy Queen in Show Low.
Welcome back to Yellow Jacket Stadium, where the Winslow Bulldogs have beat the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets 25-6 here on our game of the week. And speaking of games of the week, we want to let listeners know and viewers know our next week's game of the week will be the Queen Creek Bulldogs coming up the mountain to play the Show Low Cougars.
Should be a good game.
We'll have that here for you and have some more coaches' interviews and see how coaches will look. What they're feeling coming into next week's game. I know Coach Belshie's going to join us every week, and I'm sure Coach Reisdorf will be happy to share his thoughts with us as well. But coming back to this one, Bill, we need to talk about the Indian Pine Restaurant Player of the Game here in a little bit as we try to get some numbers from Mike Caldwell. And you don't want to talk, though? Mike doesn't want to talk, so I'm going to read. But we do thank him for his efforts on keeping the stats and looking at things for the second half for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Actually, really for the game, Nate Miles had 11 carries for 94 yards. Did a pretty good job, but 60 of those came on one play. And so for the rest of the game, only averaged about 3 yards per carry. Spencer Hall, 5 carries for -2 yards. Tristan Johnson, 3 carries for 14 yards. And Trey Chenegeth, 3 carries for 1 yard. 107 yards rushing the ball for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Receiving, passing-wise, the Jackets were 5 for 19. Not a very good percentage. Did have 50 yards passing. Most of that came in the second half as they had to go to the air attack once they fell behind. So Jackets only able to come up with 157 total yards. For the Winslow Bulldogs, their leading rusher on the night was C.J. Chacon. 11 carries for 82 yards. Akeem Foster, though, had a lot of carries in that second half as well, and he had 11 carries for 78 yards. I'm sorry, C.J. Chacon had 15 carries. Akeem Foster had 11 carries for 78 yards. And then, of course, passing the ball, Kate came out and threw 2 passes, but both of those were incomplete. And then we saw Velez come in and complete 1 for 22 yards, 1 of 4 on the night. So, again, the passing game not there really for either team, but we definitely saw a renewed rushing attack by the Winslow Bulldogs in the second half, led, I believe, by C.J. Chacon.
Absolutely, and got to be impressed by his running ability and good adjustments as far as defensively or offensively with their front, really tying up the linebackers, extending their blocking beyond the line of scrimmage, which really allowed Chacon to get downfield. And I tell you what, he's a freight train, a hard guy to bring down. Gets up to speed rather quickly, and that's a big benefit to have in your backfield. We are going to go back to the studio and check in with Royce Kincannon here in just a second. When we come back from that, we're going to announce our Indian Pine Restaurant Player of the Game. But right now, let's go back to the studio and check in with Royce Kincannon for the scoring update. Royce?
You ready for some baseball trivia?
Let's do it.
What year produced the most no-hit games in the big leagues?
7 no-hitters in 1990.
Wow, that's right. Now a question that's not trivial. How many children will witness bullying this year? The answer? 3 out of 4.
75%?
That's right. How many of them will say something?
Kids want to help, but don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov.
And there's the kick. It's a low line drive kick. He's up across the 20. He's got the 25 hammered down at the 30.
Are you a sports fan and business owner? You don't want to pass this up. White Mountain Youth Productions brings you local high school sports produced by high school students.
Go deep, and it's caught. Unbelievable.
Your tax-deductible sponsorship keeps us up and running and gets you noticed.
We'll gallop into the end zone.
Call 928-532-4160.
And that is a touchdown for Sholo.
This is my town.
Sholo.
Club show here on iTalk 106.7, and thank you for those scoring updates, Royce. And wow, I don't know the last time that Sholo and Blue Ridge have started the season 0-5. I'm sure that we'd have to go deep into the record books for that one, but that's exactly what has happened as Tempe Prep has come back to beat Sholo 30-22. That's going to be an interesting one next week as they prepare for Queen Creek.
Well, it is going to be a great challenge for them, but again, they're playing some tough schools, much like the Yellow Jackets are. But obviously tonight, I think this is one you would expect the Yellow Jackets, if they didn't win it, should have been a lot closer than it was. Really not in this thing like it should have been in the second half. But I'm not sure about your math. Adding the two 0-5, I think they're 0-3 and 0-2.
That would be 0-5 between the two teams.
Well, you don't add losses from two different schools.
Yes,
it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, you're right. See, I'm getting a lot of help from.
When was the last time Sholo was 0-2? Well, I'm not sure.
When were the last year? I believe the statement.
But it doesn't mean a whole lot.
I believe the statement I said was, when was the last time these two teams combined to be 0-5?
I rest my case.
The season.
Yeah, they're not 0-5. Yellow Jackets 0-3.
Combined. The key word was combined.
Right, combined. Yeah, you're the only one that doesn't get it.
When you're out on the field, you're not combined.
You've had too many concussions in your day.
Yeah, they didn't have that concussion rule in when you were playing.
Obviously, we didn't have that modern math either.
Wow, you're going to have to call somebody that you think knows better so they can prove me right. But
it's going to be a long distance.
Nonetheless, for some reason, we have to turn it over to you to announce the Indian Pine Restaurant player of the game.
Really quick, before we do, again, want to give a shout-out to our technical directors, Zach Lambert, Forrest Fish. And you can see some of these guys out there. These high school kids do an outstanding job in televising tonight's broadcast, as they do all of our broadcasts. On audio, Nicole Jones, William Oakes. Graphics, Travis Plummer and Leah Flake. Camera operators, Kristen Fowler, Cheyenne Hudson, Connor Yant, Joseph Pierce, Zach Davis, Chris Valandra, Gianna Diaz. On iTalk, Brian Hanlon, also Isaiah Miller and Christina Schwab. When we talk about the Indian Pines player of the game, I think there's a couple guys for the Yellow Jackets probably want to recognize. One is our quarterback. When we talk about it, I thought he played a lot of plays, and that's something you don't like to see your quarterback have to do, doing a lot of scrambling out offense. He's kicking off the ball, he's punting the ball, and then defensively making a lot of stops defensively. And I thought he had an outstanding game. I want to give a shout out to Spencer Hall. Good job. I know it's a brutal night, but still did a good job. I think we're going to give it to Nate Miles. Again, Nate Miles, just coming back off the injured list.
Limited role.
Limited role, played every play probably. 11 carries for 94 yards. And again, in a losing effort, but we saw him lose his feet a couple times as well. But outstanding, it's a big call. It's a big stretch trying to get somebody to play as much as he did, but still answer the call. You talk about guys that are willing to step up. I will say this much: Tristan Johnson injured, he goes back out there. You see guys, Zach Haig, another guy that came off the field, he was back out there, I think. Tenaja, he's back out there. So you see guys making plays. It's just going out there trying to make the plays. It's hard to call them heroes when you lose, but they're still battling, doing a nice job.
So congratulations to Nate Miles, our Indian Pine Restaurant player of the game. And also want to thank our other sponsors, Ace Hardware, for our keys to the game. Obviously, Mountain Comfort Heating, Cooling, and Lacey Weeks at Supreme Lending. Also, Sunrise Ski Resort. You guys just finished up your summer stuff up at Sunrise?
Actually, one more weekend coming up tomorrow. Starting tomorrow, it's we're doing the last weekend of downhill mountain biking, scenic rides. If you want to get out there, if you're do a jump off 34 feet onto the airbag, you're crazy.
It's a little more scary than you might think.
No, it's a lot more scary. I watch it from the ground, the tubing as well. So there's some opportunities up there to come out and enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. And then also, we're doing, I believe we've got an all-around pass that you can do everything. It's under $40, but you also get a ticket for the winter skiing.
Oh.
You can get one with it as well.
Very
so it's
good.
a great opportunity this weekend to take advantage of that. And again, Sunday, is going to be White Mountain Apache Day when all the tribal members can come up and ride for free. So again, if you're a tribal member of the White Mountain Apache tribe, be sure to come up and enjoy the rides. Hopefully the rain's going to stay away.
When's the 12
Absolutely.
and under? 12 and under.
We have a 12 and under. The 12 and under ski pass thing's coming up probably in October sometime.
It is. Second weekend in October, you can expect that. And again, kids 12 and under can get a very cheap or free pass, good for the entire season.
Well, thanks again for our sponsors. We thank you at home and on the web for listening and watching. We know you have choices, and we thank you for choosing us here tonight. Our final score, the Yellow Jackets fall to the Winslow Bulldogs 25-6. Don't forget to catch us next week as we'll bring you the Queen Creek Bulldogs and the Sholo Cougars. For Ron Everingham, our on-site producer, our sideline reporter, Punt Cooley, our back in the studio main man in charge, Royce Kincannon, our spotter, Mike Caldwell, and for my partner in crime here, Bill London, I'm Mike Granillo saying good night, and we'll see you next week.
Good night, everybody.